All right, all right, all right. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? So we've already got a few people in here waiting, which is excellent. Okay. Let me do a quick, quick little audio check. Quick little audio check. That works. All right. Dang, I already got 3 likes. That's what's up, guys. Okay, so today we have a very exciting guest. The focus, as you can see, I put the state of the onion because there's always some more layers to pull back. We're just gonna kind of have a casual conversation about What's up, brother? Thanks, Kimball. I appreciate your dislikes. Yeah, we're just going to kind of talk about, current events, what's going on in the world, and go from there. Sorry, let me plug up. Good gravy. Okay. All right, so this evening we have a very exciting guest, Ted Pill. And let's go ahead and bring him in. Oh, and you know what? Before we do, I have one thing I need to do. Hang on. How's it look? Okay. All right. Let's do this. There we go.
Looking good, my man.
Yes. You too. You look great, man.
Thanks, buddy.
I didn't plan this, but
yeah, it's just.
Yeah, I mean, got the same thing going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me do a mic check. Can you hear me okay? Yeah,
you're good, bud. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna do a TED Talk right here. Yep.
Yeah. That's all right. I can't let this last long. And
no, that looks like it sucks, bud.
It does, but it's like psychological warfare in itself.
Yeah. There you go. I mean,
and yes, it says a new normal on it. Okay, so let's get started. So you've been doing this about 15 years, just hit about 5.5 million. Wrong Ted.
Yeah, wrong.
No, I'm joking. Yeah, so we met each other through CRS and had a good little stream. Tell us all about yourself.
So basically, I live on a little compound, about 30 acres in the middle of nowhere. And my wife, my family, we live off grid and, do our own thing. And we're all about the self-sustainability, self-sufficiency shit. I'm a huge fan of Papa Ted. I don't know if I can actually say it on stream without getting the ban hammer, but I mean,
we live life on the edge here.
How spicy do you get? That's the question. I mean, I see people talk about Israel, so I mean, it's got to be good.
Oh, it's too funny. Oh man.
But it's all about personal freedom at the most basic level possible.
So where did that come from? Is that just kind of?
I was raised that way, honestly. Not to the extent we are today. My parents are boomers, so they're they're only so extreme. But yeah, I mean, we grew all our own food, that sort of deal. I mean, try to do everything ourselves. All basic mechanics. You build our own house, shit like that. I mean,
that's awesome. That's literally exactly what we talk about. Like self-sustainability is our number one focus on the channel. So that's some huge. Why is everybody saying I look tired? I'm fucking fine. Start get some sleep and lay off the caffeine. Damn, y'all, I'm getting some hate mail.
Oy vey. Damn.
Believe
Okay.
me.
You got a nice stream going on here, bud.
Oh yeah, this is only the beginning.
Oh man.
Poop is shooting out of my sphincter at 5 knots. Wow. All right. We're jumping right into it.
Okay.
So what about your water?
Oh well, it's all well.
Oh well,
Yeah.
water. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, because we have the luxury of that, in the Midwest. I mean, out down, southwest. I mean, I know people that like personally that do like rainwater collection. They got like big ass. It looks like kind of like a solar panel, but basically it's just like sheet metal with like a rain gutter, and it collects it. And it's like it's like 100 by 100, and because they get like, I don't know what they get average rainfall, but it's like nothing. But that's what they do. They have cisterns and shit out there. I know that. But I mean, as far as water, I mean, most places in the States, you can do it well.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think. Awesome. I mean, I don't want to be wrong, but
yeah. I mean, as long as you're outside of the city,
right, yeah,
that's for sure.
I mean, yeah, I'd rather drink piss than that fucking city water.
Oh my god, dude. That's why you hear people all the time talking about, oh, New York City has the best water. Like,
I bet, yeah. It's just full of estrogen and fucking chlorine. It's great.
Yeah, right.
it's fucking and great.
Probably literal bum piss.
Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's just like the flavor,
Yeah,
little nick at the end.
Yeah, that's crazy. What kind of stuff are you growing? What kind of animal? I mean, and you don't have to answer that.
I mean, so for animals, chickens and rabbits, that's the main source of protein via eggs and rabbits are. I mean, I've done a video on rabbits. Like, holy shit! Like, you don't get much better. Like protein.
We actually have someone in our community that raises rabbits as well.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly how many, but it was like a fuckload.
Oh yeah. Well, they breed like rabbits, so
yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, it's stupid. And then as far as the vegetable, I mean, just basic vegetables, mostly greens. We don't do too many grains, just because like we do mostly carnivore shit. That's something we've been trying lately. I mean,
hell yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome, and then game meat, if I kill a deer or some shit, but maybe squirrels, but who knows?
And on 30 acres, I'm sure you got enough, like you can.
Oh yeah.
You can.
Do
whatever.
It's perfectly fine. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the journey, right? That's the journey that a lot of us are on. What's up, Gerchop? What's up, Game Over? How many is a fuckload? I don't know, but I think he literally may have like nearly 100.
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, I mean, at certain times. I guess does he have a big family? Like, is he trying to feed a lot of people, or what?
Not a lot, because I know there's also I forgot what it's called, but it's basically like rabbit starvation, where it doesn't have enough.
There's no fat. There's no fat. Yeah. That's a thing. That's a thing.
As long as you're like aware of it.
Yeah. Well, the thing for us is that in the Western world today, you have access to butter, cooking oil, shit like that. It's not a problem. If you're trying to live like some kind of fucking Aboriginal dude, like naked in the forest off rabbits, no, you'll die. You'll straight up die. But I mean,
yeah,
like as long as you've got something, like some kind of butter or whatever, you're more than fine.
Oh, here he is, John Rice. How many rabbits do you have? Redacted said 37. I don't know if
now that's not you don't keep those for breeding though, I'm guessing. That's your actual like whole little hutch or whatever the fuck you call it, I would guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Is he like Mango Tango Bango? I think
Mango Tango Bango.
Yeah, that's
I have no idea who that is.
Yeah. If you're referring to Mango from our old Discord community, then no, Ted Pill is not Mango Tango Bango. Hate how I always have to go in after any video I watch, then go to subs and click your channel to see if you are live. It doesn't even show the little symbol showing you're live anymore. Really? That's crazy. Well, welcome to Susan Bujitsky's dream. Everyone acknowledge Gerchop. He's here and he's sensitive. Yeah, so we got a lot going on in the world right now, man.
Oh yeah.
What are some of your takeaways of things going on?
Well, I mean, honestly, other than the gas pipeline thing, I mean, it's mostly business as usual for me, honestly.
For 2021, for sure.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it was like the gas pipeline. I just did a video on that, and I mean, it just highlights everything I've ever said. This the fragility of all the infrastructure we rely on.
Yeah.
I mean, even if they fix this shit, like, I mean, how long has it been down? A couple days?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, even if they fix the shit, it still takes. I mean, it takes weeks for that shit to go across the country.
Oh my God.
So you're still gonna have this shit a month out. Like, so anybody who's paying $5 a gallon for gas, I mean, sorry guys. Yeah.
So I'm in Virginia, and I'm in the area where it's like close enough to the city, to DC, but far enough away, like, to be safe.
Okay.
Like a half an hour from the boonies and a half an hour from the city.
Right.
45 minutes to an hour from the city. And we're at we were at 260 something yesterday for gas, and at like 270 something, or no, 280 something today for gas. So 20 cents in a day. It was already up 22%, right?
Okay.
So
yeah.
Everything, and we're dealing with inflation in our country year over year, but the lines, because if people were they're being told what to think, right? So
right.
People are saying I need to get gas because of a problem. So I was rolling around, and every gas station, like, I literally just needed a little 2-gallon thing for my lawnmower, right? There's like lines, like literally, half a mile wrapping around I'm like,
oh yeah.
Crazy. And if you think people went crazy and were punching each other in the face over toilet paper, you just wait till they can't fill up their whips.
Like, oh yeah.
That's gonna be a game changer.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I've seen it myself too. It was years ago when Hurricane Harvey hit. I was down south working, and it was same shit. I mean, there was basically nothing. It was just someone hinted something about there could be some kind of supply line issues because of the hurricane, and almost immediately it was a run on the gas stations.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, I've got to fill up. Even if you don't, I got to go fill up because everyone else is filling up.
Yeah.
And it's like it's a psyop, like Biden came out and he's like, oh, hey, there's no gas shortage. Don't fill up, guys. Don't do it. And then everybody, like, it's like he knows what's going to happen or something. I don't know. It's just
for sure
fucked.
It's the plan. It's
something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can tell that obviously, like, our infrastructure is completely, weak. It's at risk.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And we've been headed in this direction for a long time. It was just a question of, what it was going to be.
Right.
And to now see our president respond and say, well, that's kind of it's not a governmental issue. That's a what did he say? The private
right. It's the private sector, even though we all know it's fucking China that hacked this shit.
Yeah.
Or Russia or somebody funded by them, someone who doesn't like the US. But,
or we paid China.
There you go. Yeah. There's that. I mean, but yeah, it's obviously a government cybersecurity issue. It has nothing to do with the private sector. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Especially with shit like with gas production, with electricity, none of that shit is private. I mean, that shit's nationalized out the ass. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
it's a joke, man. It's I'm just kind of sitting back and I'm looking, right, and I was actually having a conversation with one of the guys in here in our community, and as we have a Discord, and we'll jump in voice chat and we'll talk. And one of the things he brought up was kind of a good point, that when they're like, the ATF is like, hey, look at this, we're going to take your guns. And hey, look at this pipeline, you're going to run out of gas, and all this other stuff is going on. That usually means there's something so big over here that is going on.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And we don't want you to see it. So
I mean, yeah, there is. I mean, like Hamas and Israel are going at it. There's that. So, I mean, that's business as usual for me. It's like some
China-India border.
Oh yeah, I mean, It's I would like to think that it's just normal, but yeah, there's something going on they don't want you to see. Of course, that's the reason they throw shit in your face. Even if it seems like it's important, it's really not. I mean, because honestly, what happens if this shit's full of ransomware for a week? What happens? Like, oh no, people got to pay some extra gas money. It's really not that It's not that bad. It's not like people are fucking dying.
But what happens is people panic. When they panic, they overuse.
Oh yeah.
They're already sucked into this world of consumerism as it is. Yeah. So they take that up to a 10, and then they overuse products.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Barry reading says, "I'm just so glad we got the Keystone Pipeline canceled to save those super important ancient Native American drinking grounds."
That's pretty spot on, though.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
hey, that's a good one, John D. Oof! Oh my fucking god! LOL.
I mean, if I had $1 for every sacred Indian hill I've ever taken a piss on camping, I'd be a rich man.
Yeah,
that's what they always say. It's like, oh, that's our sacred land. That's our sacred land. It's like, well, me.
Yeah. North American energy independence is right. Absolutely, man. That's why we're here. Let me switch this back over. This is. I mean, I got to take it lightly, but at the same time, seeing all these things kind of, add up. It's like, I guess. You remember that game where you slid all those like things? I think it was like icebreakers or something like that, where there's like all these pencil thin things that you slide in, and you stack marbles on top until it literally falls out from under it and everything falls through.
Yeah,
I kind of feel like we're just continuously stacking those marbles on on top. Oh shit, Light. Light, you wanna jump in here, brother? It's truly indoctrination into the new normal, and we'll keep ramping up. Bacon, thank you for the 545. I love your calibers. Here's my prediction. Super chat, guess for how much a gallon of gas is going to cost Dark to escape Virginia this summer. Bro, I don't know if you've ever heard that song from the Clips, but essentially I'll say it like this. I was born in Virginia, I'm going to live in Virginia, and I'm going to fucking die in Virginia. I'll throw that out there. Let me send Light the link so he can jump in.
Yeah. $5 a gallon by Friday. I mean, I don't know. We haven't been getting it that bad out here, honestly. It's gone up like 10 cents here. I mean, I could see it getting bad out east, for sure, but it's really not that bad here so far.
Well, it's interesting because they essentially were like, oh, it's only going to affect 17 states.
Right, but that's horseshit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like after 9/11. I mean, I remember that shit. Like the gas gouging was outrageous then.
Oh,
and then all the way like Obama when he first got in. I mean, back when it was like $4 a gallon, whatever the hell it was. I mean,
yeah,
it's not good stuff. And the shit part about gas, like I said in my video, you can't make it yourself. Like you can do ethanol, like which we've done in the past, but like gasoline, like you're kind of like, eh.
So there is a way, and we've been sharing it with others. Okay. It's a process called pyrolysis, and it's essentially taking a still, and so if you take like let me find something here. So plastics, right?
Right.
These plastics are made with crude oil.
Sure. Yep.
And if you get like a high volume of it, like let's say a 55-gallon drum full of, essentially trash, right? Plastics.
Right.
And you melt them down in a still without oxygen, then depending on the length of time that you cook it, distill it, whatever, and the temperature at which you're doing it, you can make diesel, kerosene, or petrol. Traditional.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll share the PDF with you actually.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So it's just taking like polystyrenes and then breaking them down, like when you because I'm assuming you're turning them back into a liquid state, and it's kind of like off gassing or something. Is that what's going on? Or
sorry, I was reading something.
Oh yeah, dude.
Say it one more time.
So it's just taking polystyrenes and like turning them into a liquid, and then you're harvesting with the off gas or something, like through the still, or is it like actually using the liquid?
So
like plastic.
I actually don't know. From what I understand, it's taking the vapors, turning the vapors into the liquid. You capture the runoff, and then that's the product. So I think it's just similar to if you distill water, right? You're catching the vapors.
Sure.
The vapors drip off, and you collect the runoff. But I haven't actually done it. I've just been collecting plastics.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see because doing ethanol is like it takes a lot. Like we did sugar beets for ours. Like we just did an experiment just to see what it would take, and it was some acreage. It sucks. I mean, it's tough for a normal person to do it. It's tough. I mean, plastics, that'd be interesting because that's everywhere. That's literally everywhere. I mean, just
plastic gas may be good for the lawnmower, but may cause a knock ping ping effect in your eyebrow. Well, so here's the interesting thing: is that this pyrolysis process was developed by like a league of scholars. And they determined that the fuel was more pure than anything out on the market.
Well, probably because it doesn't have all the bullshit additives from the EPA and all that. But
all the bullshit that people are adding in, for increased profitability or abiding by the bullshit EPA regs, like you said. I can share the Discord link if needed. Drip gas, like the liquid captured off of pumping units in Montana. I missed that. Yeah, if anybody wants the PDF, let me know. I haven't personally tried it. However, there have been a few people that have emailed me that said that they got diesel and kerosene, that they hadn't gotten petrol, but that if you can get something that runs on diesel, let's just say if your local area has above ground power, you got gas.
Right.
Yeah, it's dangerous. But you got gas because in those big gray tubs on top of the I'll send you the PDF. A guy with a skull mask.
Fed stuck. That's me, buddy.
Yeah, we're all. You and I think both you and I were called a Fed the moment that we went live. So I mean,
that's fine. That's great. I mean, at least Feds get paid.
Dude. I have literally been. I've been through it all. I'm apparently an ATF agent, some other type, FBI. Also, all the dirty shit came from when they produced it. Yeah, in their disgusting ass, yeah. So that when I share maybe we should do a stream specifically on reviewing AFT agent. You're right. Sorry, AFT.
AFT.
Yeah, Dark is part of the CIA FBI.
CIA. CIA.
CIA,
that's
right.
Not bad.
It's a very unique,
GS19. GS19. Can't talk about it.
Are you afraid of the Rona?
Yep, I'm afraid of the Rona in my fucking bedroom here.
I didn't want to put him at risk,
Yeah, it's for you guys.
Before, so
it's for you guys because I know none of you are good guys, and no one got the vaccine, so I have to do this. I have to wear that.
Your audio is garbled. Give it like 1 second since you just got on. It'll kind of autocorrect.
Say that again.
Give it like just a second. Your audio was a little garbled. It'll level out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Do a little testing.
I can't freaking find them. So
No, it's better without them. It's perfect. For us, at least.
oh, you guys were saying CAI wrong.
CAI. Okay. God.
We gotta Biden this shit up. Just saying.
I know. I'm just gonna start fucking up all acronyms from now
There
on.
you go. Yeah.
But the only acronym that matters is PWEDC, and I want everybody in chat. If you're down with PWEDC, then you gotta.
Also, you have to be down with OPP.
True. It's true. So PWEDC is a very specific type of everyday carry. It's called prison wallet everyday carry.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So
Okay.
a couple razor blades and a cigar tube.
Pool ball and a handkerchief, that sort of thing. Or,
yeah, but the pool ball dangles, so you just get
there you go.
You get most of the hanky up there.
Yeah.
Older equipment with diesel engines, they can run on nearly anything. I love some of the older military diesel ATVs and motorcycles, crude diesel to jet fuel to cooking oil. Oh yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, so obviously the pipeline thing, the fuel thing, and
Right.
the reaction of the populace. Right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's but also the issue with ghost guns, 80%. All like I just kind of see everything coming to a head. I'm not going to be the guy that says the end is nigh.
No. I mean that's the thing. I mean, a lot of people, it's always the end's coming, sky's falling, end's coming, sky's falling, and ultimately, the United States is not in a place where that can happen. I've accepted for the longest time that America is a declining power in the world. We're only going to get weaker and fracture apart even more. It's just inevitable. I get that, but as of right now, are there going to be ATF death squads kicking in your door to get your Ruger 1022? No, it's not going to happen.
That'd be a bad day for them.
Probably, I'd say.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything about
that. I mean, it'd be stressful.
It would be. I mean, having to comply, as I would because I am such a good American citizen. Yeah, if there are any federal agents in the chat.
Oh, there are absolutely federal agents.
Yeah. Oh, sure. And these are airsoft weapons. I'm just like, these are not real. They're these are
after the voting accident. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I am going fishing tomorrow, so.
Hold up. Free Willie said, "Base Ted, love both your channels. Need more. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. You're a bro, Willie.
Is that one of your people's?
I think so. I've seen him comment a couple times.
Nice, man. Yep. Thanks, Free Willie.
I don't know if he's one of mine, but he's around.
Yeah. Well, he loves both of our channels, so
there we go. That's
awesome.
That's how you know he's a good guy.
Yeah, man. Opie, what's up, player? Take America Back, Man Against the Masses, Sport Brand, PWEDC, Dynamite Fishing. Okay, Dynamite Fishing.
That's a legitimate tactic.
Yeah. Hey, if you're hungry, America runs the world. The foreign territory of DC is wrecking our stronghold. Yeah, I mean, yes, and it's there's more to it, I believe.
There's a lot more to it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Dark, could you ask your guest what he thinks about Nick Fuentes? Good optics, or could he improve?
Nick Fuentes. That sounds familiar, but I don't actually know who that. He's a skinny kid, right? Like younger dude, I believe. I don't think I've ever.
I know the name as well. I just can't recall right offhand.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure if he's not like me and he's not wearing a fucking mask, he's probably got good optics. He's probably doing okay.
Well, the funny thing is that CRS and I talked, and we were like, you can't hide from the internet. Like you can't. Yeah, but
you're right. And you can't. I realize that. I mean, especially if some, if some fucking Alphabet Soup Boy wanted to find me. Yeah, it's not hard. I can't hide from that. I mean, I understand that, but I mean, it's just what it is right now. I mean, yeah, if someone fucking doxes me, yeah, I guess. Oh no, the mask comes off. Like, but it's not like I work anywhere. I'm self-employed. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, are you gonna call my boss and tell me that I'm a tree hugger?
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do?
Hey, Dark, just want to give a shout out to Casina. She is new in our chat. She's actually one of my son's friends. This lady has what it seems like a really good head on her shoulders, and I freaking think she's doing good things. She's actually going to be moving out to Florida from what she's saying, and she's leaving a bad environment and becoming independent. So hopefully some of the stuff that she may learn from here on independence, getting off the grid, stuff like that. I think we have a new viewer. Just giving you heads up. I just in the chat.
I love it, man. That's awesome.
That's good to hear.
I even did a banner for her.
Listening and talking to both of y'all. I took my son out with the two younger ones to a birthday party for a 3-4-year-old, the younger ones. But it was at the beach, and my son was, horn dogging and saying, I want to go, hang out with the girls. I want to do this or that, So he was looking for girls and people his age to hang out with. And when we were leaving, he was like, "Yeah, Dad, I told you, I'm a chick magnet." I'm like, "You're pronouncing chick wrong. You mean to say dick."
The silent D.
He's tried using that on me a couple of times now.
People are saying that your audio blows. Do you have another pair of headphones you could use?
I don't have the plug-in. I have nothing. It just had the fucking phone. I'm sorry.
I sent you a plug.
Oh, I have that in the van. Hold on.
You
But
may
earphones.
You may have to just toggle mute in between.
This has a microphone on it. Let me go get the adapter right quick.
All right, cool. I just want people to hear your very important words. That's all.
Nothing's important that I say.
Oh, come on.
And as far as preserving fuel, I know that I've never actually done it. My dad though would cut it with kerosene after it got a couple months old, like for like our lawnmowers and shit. I don't know the ratios, but there might be something to that. I've never really cared, but
you're talking about
preserving gas, yeah, giving it a longer shelf life.
Yeah, but yeah. Let me see if I can get it good. Good enough. Yeah, I personally haven't ever preserved gas.
Can you hear me?
Yep, that's perfect.
That's better. Yeah.
Light years better. Look at that. You know what? All right, we're flying a chopper today, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. This is my headset for killing kids on Call of Duty. So.
Oh, that was gonna. If he moves, he's a VC. If he doesn't move, he's a well-disciplined VC.
Yeah. Victor Charlie. I cut race gas with 92 for my dirt bikes. Does that count?
What's his dirt bike? Is it freaking 2-stroke? Most likely.
We got CRS in the house, and he
said, the mask.
Are you one of those people that while you're driving, you're wearing the mask?
Nobody cared about me till I put on the mask. So,
isn't that from The Dark Knight?
Yeah, fucking me. No, I mean, I don't think in the last 6 months, and I don't think I've worn a mask except in a courthouse and where they would tell me or Menards once because you have to. That's it. I mean, I really don't. I was doing the quarantine thing before it was cool. I didn't fucking see people. I deliberately moved to where there's no people. I don't like them.
Dude, with family that's out of state or in different parts of Florida where they're a little bit more restrictive and, Virginia, other family, friends coming from out of state and stuff, we're going to the stores, we're going to the bank, and they're like, dude, you got to put on a mask. Well, we can't do this. I'm like, yeah, just watch what happens when I go in there. they're not going to say shit.
Yeah.
Oh, really? They don't?
Yeah, no. Meanwhile,
Oh, wow.
meanwhile, they're wearing a freaking mask and shit like that, and I'm looking at them. I'm like, you're a fucking retard.
Dude, if you walk into a place out where I'm at without a mask, people will look at you like you're actively walking around infecting everyone with AIDS.
Yeah. That's what I deal like in towns and shit. That's what I deal with. It's like, you know, and yeah, if you want to wear a mask because you're going around your grandma who's like 85,
Yeah,
like, do it.
That's
like,
being safe.
I mean, you're just being, you know, you're being safe and shit. I mean, because it can kill old people, like it can. Like,
hey, before all this Corona crap happened, me and my coworkers, one of them was former Army. He got blown up in a Humvee. Yeah, pretty cool. A lot of PTSD. 4th of July sucks for this dude. And I used to love blowing up shit behind him just to scare him. Veteran humor. Yeah, it's fucked up. It's traumatizing the man. But at the same time, you know, I got my ass kicked for it too. But I used to make the joke because I used to ride my motorcycle every single day to work, rain, shine, whatever, for years on end. And I had one of those pull-up masks, like a face shield for fishing. Yeah. One of my buddies was like, "Oh, are you gonna rob a bank?" I'm like, "No, that's not my bank. This is not my robbing mask. This is my rape mask. Let's go to the bathroom and talk."
That's not bad.
There we go, monetization.
Yeah.
I'm talking about grape cola, like the
grape. Yeah,
you know?
the grapist. The grapist.
Yeah, the grapist. Oh my god, you know that?
Yeah, that was the best show.
I'm gonna grape you in the mouth.
She's begging for it. Look at what she's wearing. It's purple.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that is freaking horribly amazing.
Oh, it's such a great. They don't make them like they used to. This don't. I mean, that shit would never fly today.
Everybody gets canceled. I'm surprised they haven't canceled Blazing Saddles.
Oh yeah, probably.
Oh my god, yeah.
And
just because
Richard,
I heard that now.
Richard Pryor is the man. I don't know if people know. Richard Pryor is like a very offensive black comedian. Hilarious. Yeah. He wrote all the racist material for that movie.
Yeah.
Richard Pryor and a Jewish man wrote all this crap together, and just saying, you know, a black man wrote it, so it's kind of like Get Out with Jordan Peele, right? You know.
Well, you know, it's like when Richard Pryor came out with what is it, One Crazy N-Word or whatever it is.
Yeah.
There was a huge discussion about like whether or not white people should be able to say the title, and like all these like news agencies and people are like commenting on it, and it's like getting blown out of proportion. And he finally did an interview on it, and he said, "I don't want white people to say this shit different." He's like, I want them to say one crazy N-word. Like, you know, it was just funny that like what we're seeing nowadays is like the streets filling with Antifa, you know, just going crazy for, you know, the offense of others. And they're all like, you know, middle-aged, chubby, white people. Like,
or they're not all middle-aged. They're a lot of younger kids, teenagers, 20-year-olds, stuff like that.
You're right. I misspoke.
But they want to find attention. They want to feel like they're part of something, and this and that. And the issue is they're fighting on behalf of other people, but meanwhile, they have no problem being racist or any of the things that they're calling other people.
Oh yeah.
But they are the epitome of a lot of these things, and it's genuinely embarrassing. And a lot of these privileged people, one thing that really pissed me off, because my mother-in-law was here. She's gay. She's black, and she's married to another gay black lady, and from New York and all that. They saw what racism was in New York back then and all this other crap. And I'm discussing and I'm talking with them, and I'm like, what do you guys think about all these pronouns and all this crap? And they looked at me and they're like, yo, that is so effed up. We can't even stand it. They bastardized, they changed this and that. Talking about with racism, how they're trying to say no voter ID and all this. And they're like, and I'm explaining to them, like, do you know this is going on? They're like, no, I really wasn't aware of it. I've kind of heard about it. And I'm like, they're basically saying black people don't know how to find the DMV or a place to get an ID or a state ID, this or that, and they're underprivileged and blah blah blah. My mother-in-law and her wife both said, we can get them for free. I know about that. That's like free for everybody if you need a state ID. And how are you going to buy your blunt wraps, or how are you going to buy beer? They don't smoke or drink, but they, we all have freaking ghetto humor in this family. But it was one of those. They weren't aware. Dude, they literally were not aware of what these white people are doing in the name of poor, underprivileged black people. I'm like, this is fucking redonkulous. And we had a good conversation about it and brought a lot of shit to their eyes, and they were like, fucking A. They're not leaving the Democratic Party apparently, but they are at least seeing some more truth to their side.
So Free Willy, thank you again, brother, says, anyone don't get point of TED mask. Chat above your IQ.
Thanks for the support, Willie. I got the TED support squad coming in to rescue me.
Hey, I've used the dark support squad. It's all good. I actually, some of the way I've landed like the best guests that I've had, like Brandon Herrera, James Reeves, was like, I'll comment on one of their videos and then I'll tell the whole community to go like and comment that comment, and then it blows up and then they end up it just works. So
that works.
Great people, man. They care about you. They want you to do well. They'll jump in.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I'm just dumbfounded. I have more than 2 subscribers, honestly. Like
you're doing something right, man.
I guess so, man.
I'll tell you. I mean, the most I think the most powerful thing that you could do is share what you're doing to remain self-sustainable, right? To where that is such an important piece that people are lost in this life of consumerism where, they get their groceries delivered. They're more worried about Amazon Prime and Starbucks rewards than, how to, if everything stopped, right? If you flip the light switch and lights don't come on, if you open up the faucet and water doesn't come out, if you look at your cell phone and there's a big X over the signal, what do you do?
Yeah.
And, that's kind of what we're focusing on.
And that actually reminds me of when I went to college. I got an apartment in town, about a year after, I started. And I remember it was like a small 1-bedroom apartment, and it was in the ghetto. It was bad. And I'm sitting there, and I moved in, I got my shit moved in, and I go to get a glass of water, and I was like, I feel like a fucking gerbil in a little jar. It's exactly what it, after never being in this, it was just insane to me.
But that's how most people, they want the life of the small,
Oh, I can see why you'd want it. It's easy. It's so easy. You literally just push a button or call somebody and you trade some fiat currency for whatever, which is actually your time. You're actually trading your time, your breaths. You're trading the breaths you spend toiling for Grubhub or some dumb shit.
Yep.
People
don't realize that
I couldn't live it. I couldn't. I mean, I could barely hold down a normal job. When I was working the pipeline and the steel stuff, I could barely hold that down. And the only reason I did was just because it was 16 hours a day. That was your life for for a few months. This is whatever, and then you're done. But if I had to go clock in at a fucking office for 40 hours a week, and that was my life, I'd fucking, I don't know. I can't say it. It's YouTube, probably. Yeah. It would. It'd be a quick life.
There'd be some saliva on your shotgun barrel.
Yeah. I'd start it. It would be a.
Yeah. You can say whatever the fuck you want on our channel. We're probably it's funny because I got on an episode of John Crump's live news or whatever. And he was one of the fastest growing YouTube channels. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? And
was he talking about this channel?
Yeah, and I
Oh,
mean, if you
dude
think
got
about it,
fake news. Fake news.
fake news. But at the same time, we've got like 1,300 subscribers in like 65, 70 days.
That's
something.
not bad. I mean, that's good.
Yeah. Now,
I think we are being throttled and I wouldn't say shadow banned, but I definitely think that we're not getting an accurate view on our viewership or the people that are partaking with this.
I don't know. I think we may just suck. I don't think it's YouTube.
I mean, I don't know. Like I can see my stuff. Like I know I'm getting the ban hammer. I just know it. Like with the shit I've posted and said, I'm screwed. It's a matter of time.
I'll talk to my desk sergeant at the AFT, and I'll make sure that they open it up so we can build case. I mean, we can talk.
Build relationships.
Yeah, we can work out a deal. Yeah.
Yes. Just rat out your friend, and we'll make a deal.
Yeah, it's no problem. But I got a neighbor I hate.
Oh my God!
It's fine.
And now Kimball needs to chime in on killing his neighbor's pug because he constantly talks about that.
Oh, just let you know, if your neighbor has a noisy dog, just call the ATF on him. Dog problem's gone.
Well, the FBI too, from that when CRS posted that thing about the FBI.
I thought that was the AFT.
I thought it was FBI.
It was the ATF, but
it was ATF. Okay.
They brought the FBI actually raided them, but it was
they brought ATF agents along on the raid, like a co-op thing.
So ATF came in for with the warrant, but they brought FBI for the raid. It's just kind of like like U.S. Marshals. If U.S. Marshals puts warrant out on someone, they can bring a team of like FBI or like even local boys like for a raid.
Right, but if you just fucking called up what's his name? Walker, Texas Ranger. We would have solved this in one roundhouse kick. Just saying, guys.
Yeah. Did you guys see? We're sending that care package. Thanks to Matt Telhart again. We're sending the care package to Kentucky Ballistics, and I don't know if y'all have seen the meme.
I was not aware you guys are sending a care package to him.
Yeah. We still got time. If you want to send me something to send to him, and this goes to anyone in chat as well. We got 42 people in here right now. If you guys are interested in sending anything to Kentucky Ballistics, regardless of how small, ridiculous, hilarious, I'm giving him one of those old school.
Don't tell people to take pictures of their penis. Small, ridiculous, hilarious. Come on.
It's true, yeah.
You gotta be better.
What I meant was like, don't feel like you have to go spend like slave coins on it. Like,
if you find a cool looking acorn or a shiny rock, I mean, come on, dude.
Throw it in. I'm getting Kentucky Ballistics is already rich. It's not about money, man. It's about taking care of someone that had something tragic happen to them, that only lived because he stuck his thumb in his jugular.
Right.
Which is pretty dope. Biden put in the AFT, American Federation of Teachers, to make decisions of guns. So let's call that out. Okay, so the way I look at this, and this it may be a unique outlook on things, but so they can't legislate what they want to occur within our country. So because they can't create law for things to occur the way they want, what they do is they get a company, because the ATF is essentially a company, is a non-governmental organization that interprets law. They don't legislate, they don't make law, they don't change law. But what they can do, let's use bump stocks as an example. So there is a law of like what classifies a machine gun, right? They can say, oh, now this piece of material is a machine gun. So the law for the machine gun, it already exists. But now they can interpret that piece of polymer as a machine gun. Like that's completely ridiculous. And they're using the leverage of a non-governmental organization, an NGO, to stretch their legs on the law, and then it's impacting maybe not the bump stock stuff, but hear me out. The things that they're doing with NGOs, including Democratic Socialists of America and all these other bullshit companies, they are using those to stretch their legs to impact societal pressures to add like all this bullshit that we have to conform to societally or we're outcasts because we can't write law on it.
Hey, Dark. So basically, I love exactly what you were saying with that. 100% freaking accurate. So basically, I try to explain to a lot of people that ATF, FBI, all these three-letter agencies, crap like that, Homeland Security, whatever, they're all private organizations that the government has stock in, and they are subcontractors. People are like, oh, that's a federal agent. No, he is a subcontractor for the federal government, and he's basically covered under a blanket of federal officer, this or that. That's why if you're a civilian and you have a security clearance or you're running bodyguard drills for somebody, let's say Congress, Senate, whatever, if you have a contract with the CIA, FBI, Secret Service, whatever, you fall under the category of being a federal agent. And it is completely ridiculous that we let all these NGOs dictate and rule and push everything. The other thing is all the things that are lining up in front of us are basically being told in advance. Biden, his press staff came out yesterday, the day before, saying cyber attacks are going to be the new normal. Wait, what do you mean that's going to be the new normal? They're just letting you know this is going to happen more often. Now the other thing is, I know everybody's heard about the FBI basically baiting people, Islamic people, this or that, and making them become more irate, and wanting to do something against this government or people, whoever it may be. And then once they finally get them all wound up and ready to go, they say, okay, yeah, we'll provide you with guns. We'll give you this and this. And either they sting them right there when they're making the deal and stuff, or they literally let them walk out to do something, and they do it, and they turn around. They never say they were under investigation, they were working with the guy, this or that. But to be able to further their agenda, to be able to make sure they still get paid and get all the funding they want and keep all the people above them happy. So there's a lot of, like Fast and the Furious. All those guns all of a sudden just disappeared. We have drones watching it. We had tracking devices. How is it just automatically they disappear? And now some of these guns are being used in Chicago, New York to kill a cop. It's all planned.
But then they can track them. Then they can track them. This was,
it was all part of the plan. They're playing 5D chess. You're not, just sit back in your cubicle, goy.
You guys have seen the go-karts, and they have that really tall flag hanging over it. I was joking around saying I'd like to put that on my kid with the harness so I know where my kid's at. Here's the best thing to know if somebody has a gun. Make it mandatory where they have that 6-foot freaking flag, concealed carry, you name it, whatever. Like, I know that guy's loaded right there.
Yeah, right.
Who's the shooter? That guy right over there.
That's gonna help. Hold on. I can't send this 26 times a second. Chris Carter, thank you. I think you meant to do 762, unless 792 is some exotic caliber. But thank you.
He's dyslexic.
9.72. I can't send this at 26 times a second. By the way, I've seen someone lose a finger by an out of battery with an MG42. Watch where you place your hands for sure. You
serious idiot bite.
Hey, Dark, is that my Chris Carter, or is that just somebody else named Chris Carter?
Yeah, no, I don't believe that's your Chris Carter.
Okay, because I was like, I don't know that dog.
Yeah, that was the guy from the gay club, right?
Oh, dude, I don't know if anybody played video games on computers way back in the day, like right before or right at the internet time.
8
8mm Mauser. There you go.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
That's right.
I was looking into the 8 versus 7, but there was a game called Redneck Rampage, and one of the bonus features was like the cussing package, and one of my favorite lines from it was, "Hey boy, you look familiar. Turn around. Let me see if I recognize you from prison."
Now that's something you don't hear every day.
I want to say that to somebody.
Or was it Mike Tyson? Was he the one who's "I'll fuck you till you love me"? Is that what it was?
I've
Mike
never
Tyson?
heard Mike say that.
I think it was. Who was it?
What did he say? What was it?
It's like "I'll fuck you till you love me." It was a boxer. I think it was Mike Tyson, or was it? It was somebody, right?
I think so. I watched the Joe Rogan, Mike Tyson. I think they've done a few, but I'm pretty sure I heard that quote from him. Definitely not Muhammad Ali.
No. He's too pure for that.
Muhammad Ali used to talk a lot of shit.
Yeah, he did.
Back in the Cassius Clay days.
He's an asshole.
Yeah, he became Muslim and he was still a freaking dick, but he was amazing.
You know what?
Dude was
great.
Beautiful on the floor.
It was Mike Tyson. The bacon is confirmed. The bacon is spoken.
The bacon has spoken. Here's the thing, though. He would go to war up here first, right?
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
Just imagine calling your girl and he picks up, "Hey, yeah, what? You got? I'll F you up," and you'd be like, "Dude, I'm wearing a white shirt and a tie. Meet me over at the 7-Eleven." And
right.
Mike Tyson walks up. "Are you that motherfucker?" "No, man, I have no idea."
As soon as I saw that face tattoo,
I knew he was a big teddy bear at that point.
Yeah.
So really quickly, just to get back on the karate cold, because people were mentioning your mask, and so clearly, guys, his mask is to cover his identity, not to cover from germs.
No, it's the germs. It's all the germs, guys. I mean,
okay, yeah. It's to protect him from computer viruses.
Yeah, the cyber attacks.
Yes.
By computer viruses. Yes. Yep.
He doesn't want his pipeline attacked by viruses. Those little pop-ups you get that say,
you're a winner. You're a winner.
Your computer has 8 viruses.
Dude, that shit. Oh my God. I love y'all and hate y'all so much. You just reminded me of something that freaking caused so much turmoil for me.
All right, don't let me forget about the masks, though. Go ahead.
Went to a website, just a regular website, and then a pop-up came up, and it said, "You're a winner, okay, or cancel this or that." I accidentally hit okay, and then all of a sudden, my calendar got updated with freaking, like, spam mail, like, every 10 seconds. Ding, 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 reminder. Oh, my God. That's... brain aneurysm is all I got to say. Almost broke the fucking phone. Jeez. I had to use another phone, or my wife's phone, just to be able to figure out how to freaking get all that crap off. But just giving y'all heads up, yeah, that is horrible.
No bueno.
What were you saying about the mask, though? Curious.
I forgot. Moving along. No, I'm kidding. What a lot of people don't know, now I've mentioned this on stream several times, okay? Like we've mentioned the connection between like the Democratic Socialists of America and, the shoe people, the cobblers, the bankers,
Technically, aren't we
bankers,
all shoe, but technically aren't we all shoe people? I mean, if there's Adam and Eve, you can't just select from Adam and Eve and say all of a sudden now you have Jewish heritage and you have this and that. We're all tribes from the same bloodline.
You know what? That's a good point. Maybe I should do 23andMe. To really
you should. It's great stuff. Yeah, I found out I wasn't white. I'm actually 33% Italian, so I'm not really white.
and dark is actually comes from a long line of cobblers.
Cobblers.
At least I could fix my shoes, man. My dress shoes wear through like that, man.
You want a pair of custom Nikes? He got you.
So, what a lot of people don't know, and this is what's terrifying. Okay, so I want to be careful with the keywords because we all know what the Wojcicki clan is looking for, but we'll call it the karate cold. Okay, or the something 19. Okay.
Sport Brand, you're wrong. Ali would have whooped Tyson's ass if they were both in their prime together. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the comments.
Oh yeah, no. Okay, so what a lot of people don't know is that in 2015, one of the Rothschild sons, or grandsons, or whatever, I forgot which one. Why is everyone saying I look tired? I'm awake. I'm awake.
At least they're not saying you look high.
Well, that's true. They usually say I look high.
Yeah.
But now people are going to be like, oh, you're right. He doesn't look tired. He looks high.
He's not FPS Russia. He's just a stoner.
Oh, bro. Every time I go on any other channel, it's like, is this?
He's back.
Hey, Kyle, you gained weight in prison.
Yeah, right? Jesus, man. What's up, Glowy Gang? The Masked Bandit. Oh, so okay, so one of the Rothschild sons or grandsons or whatever the fuck. That's great. One of the Rothschild sons or grandsons, I don't recall, which one. I mean, by now we're at like great grandsons, whatever. One of the Rothschilds took out a patent on COVID-19 testing in 2015. Okay, it was like March or April of 2015. Not like COVID 10 through 30 or COVID style viruses.
Or just saying the COVID virus.
Yeah,
it was
in general.
Specifically labeled.
Specifically, this is totally like open source information that anyone can find. You can open up any patent information anywhere. I'm not gonna. This is me opening my eyes. Like, what the fuck? COVID-19 testing. That patent was taken out by one of the Rothschild kids, and now 4 years later, we have this massive fucking pandemic across the entire world. And in 2019 and 20, he or they took out 3 more patents on COVID testing, tracing, and tracking through smart devices with the CDC and all that.
That's why on your iPhone, you have that proximity alert to let you know if you happen to traffic into a high COVID area.
Yeah. I'll take Ebola all day, every day. The black
bleeding out your nose, ears, face, and out of your pores. Oh my God, that's horrible, dude.
Fuck,
I watched movies.
Everyone's like, dude, you know what? Like, we don't need to worry about, COVID. We need to worry about the Black Plague. The fuck you don't? It's bacterial, bro. Give me some antibiotics.
Oh my God, dude, that is so racist. You're supposed to say African American.
You're right.
My wife is black and Puerto Rican, so screw all y'all if you think I'm racist.
Hey, I got black family. Come on, man. But anyway, the reason I'm bringing this
I have black friends. It's okay.
Like, clearly,
yeah.
This is at some point, like, someone. It just happened to be the most powerful family that's manipulated almost every world war.
Pure coincidence.
Yeah,
pure coincidence. No.
For it.
Yeah.
And profited from both the problem, the war, and the solution. It's just, I don't know. And it's not discussed. No one is talking about it. No one has jungle fever, not COVID. But it's important that you guys know, and we could talk about it, but when you literally do a search, now forgive me, I will tell you to do a Google search. The reason I'm saying that is because it is a Google patent. Okay, Google has a patent division. It literally breaks it all down. You see all 4 patents. How in the fuck would you know 4 years in advance? These fools are profiting off of every single Q-tip that goes in every single nose across the world.
What about the anus?
That's only in China.
hey, but Dark, sorry to cut you off, but just adding a quick little tidbit. The only reason it was called COVID-19, and it wasn't because it was the 19th strain, it was because they discovered it in 2019. I might be wrong, but just giving you all heads up, that's what was explained to me. They just basically gave the designation 19.
It was, yeah,
because that was the year it was found.
Yeah. Yeah, so they've had other coronavirus. You'll hear them call it the novel coronavirus, like the new
and
coronavirus.
you would catch it. You would catch it from a dog or some shit like that. But how is it in 2015? You're filing a patent for something that's coming out in 2019.
Well, if you know that there's certain labs in Wuhan that mess with things that are likely to get out.
No, there's no more labs in Wuhan. They left before the outbreak. Obviously. Yeah. Just giving y'all heads up, man.
Yeah. It's just that, to me, when I actually saw it in writing, documented, it was like, what other information do you motherfuckers need to become self-sufficient? Like, what? It just blew my mind.
Hey, here's I may have said this on the podcast a while back, one of our first few podcasts or something. I'm not sure if I even said it at all, but just giving y'all heads up. The Rothschilds are actually the ones who built Israel or gave them their identity. And the Rothschild family crest is the symbol on the Jewish flag. They made it happen. They basically are the birthers of the modern Jewish people with Jerusalem, Israel, whatever, and helped work out the deal to be able to get them that plot of land. And everything was going swimmingly until, they wanted to start being dicks to the people that allowed them to move into their country and gave them free space. Other than that, just want to say something that me and Dark talked on, and a little off subject, but
no. I'm just kidding.
Okay, I was gonna let everybody know about the glory hole at the truck stop, but I mean,
I knew it.
The more people that know about it, the more chances that you get it.
Behind this mask is a pig.
Oh my God! Just a hole with some duct tape around it. But
it's a little rough around the edges. No pun intended.
Me and Dark were talking earlier today, and Dark brought this up to me. And normally I'm the one that's talking to Dark and saying this, and he hit me over the head and helped kind of like light a little fire underneath my ass. But he was saying, I don't really want to talk about conspiracy stuff. I don't want to talk about
the problem. I don't talk about the problem anymore.
Right. We already know the problem, and most likely our viewers and people who are watching, listening, they already know what's going on. So we'll touch on it. We'll joke about it. Right now we're having open chat and, playing around, but we're not trying to really drop knowledge bombs or dig in on shoe people or talk about how everything is all rigged, this and that. At the end of the day, we already know where it's all going to. It's going to hell in a handbasket. And what we need to do is we want y'all to ask questions, reach out to us, because we want to be able to touch on subjects, information, knowledge, like the paralysis with the plastic bags to make hexene, kerosene, diesel, gasoline, whatever, to be able to grow your own food, to be able to make your own water supply, treating this and that, first aid, in a survival situation. We want to be able to do things like that. And we might not always have the content or a guest or this or that. So, we make up for it in small talk and chat, but we don't want to get serious with a lot of the stuff that we used to dig into when our former co-host was on here with us. But we have no problem talking about it and giving insight. We just don't want to turn that into the whole viewpoint. We already have enough darkness. We need to find the light. You found me. And be able to pass out information. There's only a small percentage of people that are actually going to hear it. And then there's a smaller percentage that hears it that will actually use it. Mm-hmm. Whether a small percent, big percent, it doesn't matter. But I was telling Dark, my goal is kind of like the Indians, 7th generation. You want your actions today to affect the 7th generation. Whatever we're saying here now and all the stuff that we said and people that we've had on, we're not expecting an immediate reaction or people to do and the world becomes a happy, fuzzy freaking place. we're hoping that some of the stuff that we pass on or insight that we give sparks something in somebody that helps push them forward. And then they end up helping somebody, and then so on and so forth. And, that's something I'm very passionate about. And I've been very numb and away from a lot of people. I can't stand people for the most part, just because people are freaking stupid.
There you go.
But every so often you find good people like Jay, like freaking Dark, like a lot of people in the chat and stuff like that. And I've kicked everybody out of my life unless you add something to my life. You have to be a benefit. I don't want to use you. I'm not looking for money or this or that or a mooch. I want it to be mutual beneficial, and I want to surround myself around people who want to become better, people who actually think outside of the box. And even if they're a hardcore Democrat, they wanted Hillary Clinton and, against guns and shit like that, you can actually sit down and have a conversation with them, and they can understand your point and you can understand their point. And at the end of the day, if you both disagree, you walk away still friends and there's no issue. But a lot of times you actually pass on information, and there's things that I might not have known about the subject that, I agree with on that. But still, no matter what, never, ever, ever touch a man's freaking firearm or the people's populace and try to take them away, because you're going to fucking find out what a real civil war is. North and South, that wasn't civil war. Civil war is the people versus the government. We'll find that out. All right, I'm done with my rant. I'm sorry. I was passionate there for a second.
I do. I have something I want to add, but Ted, you're feel free if you want to jump in.
No, that was really good. Like I've said it on my channel. Like I've a
What's
lot
your
of
channel?
the TED pill. It's just the TED, like the red pill, but the TED pill. You'll get it.
I don't get it.
No, it's tough.
Hold on, I'm gonna look you up on my other phone.
Oh, awesome! Right, yep. And it's like when I first started off, a lot of people, like I got a lot of like eco people, like tree huggers essentially. And I wouldn't call myself a tree hugger, like I like nature and I like being able to breathe nice air, and I hate cities and shit. So
a dander or dandrophiliac is somebody who likes sticking their wee inside of a hole of a tree.
Now that is TED pilled.
Yeah, I don't want to hug it. Look at that.
That's
base
TED pill. Right
that is some base TED pill. Like, but so like they're eco people. So a lot of them are socialists. A lot of them are, and like you can talk with these people. Like some of them, obviously some are just so far gone and just depraved and just degenerated. There's no talking to these people. Some of them, you're right. There's no talking. Others though, you yeah, that's me, bud.
Sorry for interrupting, man.
Oh, you're
That's
good.
What I do.
You're good. Well, some people are so pathetically lost. It's like the Matrix. If you ever seen the Matrix thing that those two Wachowski brothers made, You've got people are, when they're plugged in, they're plugged in. Like they're just as bad as the people who are trying to control you. They're tools of them essentially. And you might every so often, like Light mentioned, you find some people who are on the right path. They might have different ideas, whatever. And I don't care what you like. If you're some kind of super commie hippie, like that's fine. But as long as we agree, like you need guns. And that's the point I made. I've converted so many socialists to the Second Amendment. Just saying,
if you're a communist, you're going against
you need
communist nature.
You need
you
guns.
Don't have guns. How do you shoot the people that are against you?
Like Karl Marx himself said it. Like disarming the proletariat is the first step to tyranny. Yep. Like it's not hard to understand. You have to have guns to fight the bastards. Like you do, and that's the point that we agree on. It's like, okay, well now you got that. We agree this system is completely, fucked and horrible. You blame capitalism, I blame, them, whatever. But, at least we can agree on it's fucked and you should do something about it. What do you do? It's like, don't participate. Check out.
Yeah.
Check out. Like, I don't pay sales tax because I don't buy shit. I don't pay income tax because I don't fucking work. Well, I do. IRS, I do work. I do pay tax.
That was a skit. That was a joke, IRS.
This
Yeah.
is all. It actually says on my channel. This is all satire. So do not take anything I say seriously.
Just making sure, because we don't want the IRS to use their SWAT team to kick in your door to find your receipts.
Oh yeah, I mean, like whatever, audit me. I'm okay. But
Dark,
I mean,
were you lecturing me about the OK symbol?
Don't you dare do that. You know what that means. That's
dude,
a dog whistle.
Off of freaking 4chan, they literally memed and pranked, society and the news agencies, and they still think it's a symbol of white supremacy. When I see the OK symbol, if I see that, I'm covering my balls, because growing up, if you saw that, you got nut tapped.
But it's got to be below the waist, though. It's like, yo, did you see this? They're like, oh, damn it. But so let me go back a little bit. I want to touch on something Light said, which I think is important, because it's so my perspective is that so you can't just say in Minecraft anymore. They actually had a white paper on that for like FBI.
I watched a lawyer's video, and they were talking about all this, and oh my God.
Yeah. You have to do something different, say in an airsoft game or something. Okay. So I realized that we were spending so much time talking about the problem, and we were not talking about the solutions as much as I would have liked to. And when you spend so much time talking about the problem, it's very easy to get tunnel vision on the, eating the black pill. And, we talk all the time where it's like, okay, you can take the black pill, carry it with you, but don't eat it, right? Like, don't let it destroy you, because like, if you only focus in that deep, dark place, that's where you're going to stay. So we kind of transition to focusing only on, positive things and steps that people can do to take forward, to move forward, to become more independent, more self-sufficient. And, we've shown like we have how to build a portable water still, right? And whether you're hiking, or whether you're stacking them up for family members, or whether you're using that to scale up to build a huge water still, like it's all, it's all something that people can use. We had a beekeeper on here talking about, how to, fucking.
I wish I could have been on that.
It's good. We're going to have him back on because we have another guy in our community that has like nearly 100 hives on his property.
Nice.
Yeah.
What are the beekeepers called? They're like aviaries.
That's like a bird guy. Aviary is a bird guy. I don't know what a bee is. Yeah.
I forget the name, but it's something
probably
beeviaries. No, it doesn't even sound anything like freaking beekeeping or
aviaries, beeviaries, seaviaries.
No, I got you there.
But no, you're right. I mean, especially like perfect example, Alex Jones, right?
Yeah.
Like his entire career has been you're fucked, you're fucked, you're fucked. Here's why. Never has he ever given us, and that's why I don't pay it. Same thing with most news outlets. I mean, there is no solution. There's only bad news, and it's because it's what sells. Like every time these guys buy gold. Like, okay, that's cool. Now, how am I going to give my family fresh water?
Yeah,
like, am I going to buy it? Like, no.
Hey, Ted, I don't know how old you are, but do you remember that song, "Dirty Laundry"?
No.
Everybody wants to see your dirty laundry. Basically, he was talking about the media and how nobody wants to hear good news.
Yeah, no one does.
They just want to hear the bad stuff.
Yeah.
This was what, like late 70s, 80s or something?
Late
rock
70s.
and roll?
No, ain't me. Not me.
I'm about to Google it and find the name, but
just because we hit over 50 people, I'll give you all the blue chem light
based
action. Okay.
Based.
How many blue chem lights do you have left, man? I
literally have the same one left. I have the same one. I have not ordered a new package, but
and you keep on promising people that you'll break it, and instead you turn on a blue light.
hey, these are some nice LEDs, man.
I'm just calling you out, man.
It's all good.
Real recognize real. I don't see a blue chem light over my head. I see a blue chem light on the screen.
Well, there you go.
I got one.
You got what you wanted, right? Oh shit! Don't escape. I just pressed escape. Shit got all dark. Hold up.
Oh, I thought you were about to do what I always do and accidentally hit the leave button when I'm trying to.
Oh, bro, I do
chat.
that shit all the time. Okay, there we go. So, yeah. So no, I think the best thing that anybody can do is to focus on like what can help people grow, develop, and benefit others. And we always preach like live a life of care, compassion, contribution, and take care of people. Take care of people in your community, and also be the most dangerous motherfucker that you could ever possibly be.
Mhm.
And that's the way men, by men I mean people of the earth, were designed to be.
And
Yeah,
Dark,
I'd like. Oh yeah, go ahead, buddy.
I'm sorry, it'll be real quick. Dark, and
Yeah.
I want to jump in with you on that.
Hold on, you gotta hold. Sugar Tits just sent me a pair of sugar tits.
And now we get banned.
It's over, guys. Good. It was a good ride.
If this is what brings us down, I would be embarrassed.
It was a penis made out of letters and symbols in the chat. Wow. No, but like what Dark
Sugar
was
Tits,
saying.
thank you. I hope you had an awesome Mother's Day. I apologize that I tried to take your spouse for a live stream on Mother's Day. Forgive me.
Hey, Sugar Breasticles. I haven't really chatted with you yet. I kind of responded to something that you said at one point in time back in the day. But I hope all is well, and I hope you had a great Mother's Day. But responding back to Dark, and then Ted can, if he remembers, just adding to what Dark was saying, one thing I want to emphasize is we need y'all not just in the chat. We need y'all in the emails, stuff like that, saying you're interested in solar still, solar oven, and to build this, that, whatever, so we can actually find these guests or these entrepreneur DIY people that have, I'm not going to say perfected, but have a good handle on things, so we can bring this information to you, and hopefully you guys can skip a couple steps of falling flat on your face and move past some of these little roadblocks that you'll run into.
Or build the shit ourselves and fall flat on it. Like when I did the 80% build out of the Freedom Wolf, like that shit was like a 3.5 hour stream, bro. Like, it took a long time because it was a new 80% setup that I haven't done before. But like if it's something that we can't get a guest on or something, like whatever you guys want to see, then let us know. A guest that you want to have on, let us know. And if we can't get, don't be playing any copyrighted music on this show. Don't play any copyrighted music. If it's not 75 years old, you better turn that shit off right now.
All right. That song that I was talking about, Dirty Laundry, it's the kick them when they're up, kick them when they're down, kick them when they're up, kick them when they're down. Dirty Laundry by God dang it backed out. Dirty Laundry by Don Henley. And this was what, 1985, year after I was born. He's literally saying this, and it's a big giant hit. Meanwhile, slowly but surely, we've turned into a whole society that is nothing but wanting to hear the bad news.
Oh yeah.
Everybody has to have a bad, hear all the bad things, everything, everywhere. I was talking with somebody about MTV. MTV has turned into basically playing repeat episodes of ridiculousness. And I haven't seen a music video on MTV since I was a freaking kid. And I miss that crap. Yeah, I mean, everything that you look at, reality TV, why is that making such a big hit? This is one of the reasons I tell my wife, I don't want you watching this stuff, because oddly enough, after you get done watching a full season of Real Housewives of Atlanta or any of this, bullshit where they're yelling and screaming and there's always fighting and stupid stuff that's not necessary. All of a sudden, my wife is really quick to being agitated and angry over anything. And this is something even adults get taught and programmed.
Sure.
People don't realize this. This is a manipulation device.
Yeah.
And, you know, everything that you watch, everything that you consume adds to you and changes your mind. You hang around with freaking scumbags and meth smokers. What do you think you're going to become? A scumbag meth smoker. You hang around millionaires and successful people and business owners, you are going to become successful and become bigger and better. The shit that you watch is the same thing. You have to have a desire for knowledge. You can't have a desire to look for the worst case scenarios and look for the drama and everything, because that's, you know, what your brain is going to get addicted to. It's literally an addiction.
Oh yeah, it's dopamine. I mean, they're getting dopamine fixes off it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same with like porn. Like porn, I don't know the audience here, but yeah, I mean, pornography's always been a big target of mine because that's the biggest form of mind control there is.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
more, it's up there, and so if you want to know how bad it is, when Israel moved into Palestine, taking over the West Bank, they took over every single TV station, and every station except for their Israeli propaganda was playing softcore pornography to the Palestinians. So it's either you watch their propaganda or you watch porn.
See,
there's a reason.
I go on all these websites and I watch as much porn as I can because I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. This is research.
This is research.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of the whole porn thing, that's to help destabilize their country and also disrupt their family life and their religious aspects.
Yeah, it stops the pair bonding. And I mean, like the feminists will say it all the time, but it's fucking true, and I mean this in a legitimate way.
And there's also a lot of goats that aren't getting fondled or penetrated.
That's true. No sheeps are getting shagged. But you start seeing the other person instead of like a potential wife. Right. It's a sex object. Yep. Instead of like that's the mother of my children, it's a sex object. And you sit there and you fap away all day. And I mean that's your spirit. Like every single culture in the world has said that that's like your life energy. They used to call it vitae. When you jerk off, you lose your like life. Like there's old like propaganda pictures from like the French and the Victorians.
It's your essence.
Yeah, they would actually have like paintings of people like withering away, and it was like this man was a masturbator. Like it was hilarious shit, but it's true. Like you laugh at it now because it's like that's absurd. But it's true.
I just saw what the Bacon wrote. I will go on Pornhub for the articles.
But it's one of the worst things that we have today. Honestly, it's the pinnacle of all modern degeneracy. It just is because of how widespread it is. How many people how many marriages has it ruined? I mean, it's horrible.
Look at the moment that it became free. That's when you knew it was a problem, right?
Yeah, well, then it's being pushed. It's being pushed. It's like, hey, goalie, take this for free.
And here's the other thing. It didn't matter if it was free or not. You're going to find it anyways on the internet, even with dial-up. You just nobody called your house because you didn't want to re-download the whole thing.
Well, I mean, that's what it was with like when I was a kid. You know, like I found my brother's Playboys. There's a completely different thing. How old are you? Oh, about 30. 30s. Yeah.
I'm 36.
There you go. Yeah, I'm probably 6 years younger than you probably. I'm 5 or 6, whatever. But yeah, I mean, like, if I'm finding my brother's Playboys, you know, like that's completely different than like a 12-year-old stumbling on, you know, XXX hardcore tentacle porn.com.
2 girls, 1 cup. And
yeah, exactly. Like yeah, they're traumatized forever. And then there's a study. I know I'm going on the porn thing because I was actually going to do a whole video on it, but there's a study attempted by Harvard.
You're making a video?
A video on porn, yeah. So the Harvard Medical Group people, they were trying to do a study of the mental effect of pornography on teenagers. And they couldn't actually do the study because they couldn't find enough kids who hadn't been exposed to pornography for control.
And if it was in the U.S., you'd be showing porn to a child, and technically you'd be in trouble.
Yeah, but they couldn't find enough kids who hadn't seen porn, like 12 years old. So there is a problem. Like there is a huge problem, and no one wants to admit it.
And Ted, let me add to this. Yeah. One thing that I've noticed, I've always been a very interesting person when it comes down to my intimacy and with people. I love everything under the sun. It's crazier the better. Let's have fun. Let's play. We only live once, whatever.
Sure.
But the one thing that I've noticed is, you know, you're a 13-year-old boy. You type in boobs in Google, and then you see boobs. Okay.
Right.
You finally get over that. Now you type in vagine.
Vagine.
Ooh, okay.
Show bobs and vagine.
Now you type in sex. And
Right.
you look at that. Then the next thing, and the next thing. And
Yeah,
then
it's progressive
all of a sudden
degeneracy.
you're watching a dog bang a chick.
Yeah, because
You
it's
know?
new. It's new. Like the Romans had this shit. They
You
were
broke
so
your governor.
yeah, basically, yeah. Like the Romans had seen it all. So it's like I'm gonna pay this dude to nail a cow, and I'm gonna watch because I hadn't seen it before. Because we're so rich and affluent, like people don't like. I had a guy who used to tell me like we have hot and cold running porn in the Western world. No one is poor. No one is starving to death. Like, well, some people are, but no one has to starve to death. Like, we've got everything. And, we feel like we have nothing because really we don't, like we're not allowed to have autonomy and whatnot. But, you have everything. Hot and cold running porn. Like you have at any time, like you have free access to the most important biological drive that you have. You can just pull up some porn and jerk off. And it's like, oh, I'm done. My life's complete. Like,
hey, sport brand, only my wife. That's the only person I sucks. But hey, Ted, let me explain this to you because I told Dark and
you better not be explaining that you're sucking toes. But I have something on porn that I want to mention too after. Go ahead.
His favorite website or his access code. But other than that, what I was telling Dark, because I saw this a couple of days ago, and I'm telling him. And the White Buffalo, we were in a chat messaging with each other. And I'm like, dude, there is a new TikTok challenge. And it's called the Body Count Challenge. And I wasn't aware of this.
No.
Dude, chicks are literally trying to F as many dudes as possible.
No, yeah.
To be able to get the higher count than their friends. I'm like...
Because sex has been devalued. Movies, pornography, whatever. I mean, sex has been devalued into this. It's just it's not something that God gave you to make babies.
And the other one is the girls that are celebrating getting pregnant for their 18th time, and like, ooh, I get to kill a baby today.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What the hell is wrong with these people?
Well, so I would say first and foremost, like I have a lot of crazy ideas about shit because I'm Catholic. So in one of our prayers, one of the most common prayers you say, defend us from all the evil spirits, from the St. Michael prayer. Like we literally believe there are demons running around the world, influencing people.
I believe that.
That's what I say.
Literally, be people.
What could make a mother, which in primates, I know it's almost unheard. Like, sure, you find reptiles that eat their own babies or kill them, but what could make a mother kill their unborn fetus? Before it even had a chance at life. There's only one thing, like in my mind, and it's
selfishness. Coat hanger.
Well, no, we've been pushing down the stairs or something.
Dude, you can buy a home abortion kit. Like I don't know if it's on Amazon, but literally, you can buy a home abortion kit. Like with the tube and the sucker and all that. I'm like, oh my freaking God.
Yeah. Oh, you can. And that's the thing. Nobody talks about. We talk about, this many, black people were killed by police. This many 65 million babies since Roe v. Wade. 65 million. I mean, like imagine. Like our population would be an extra like what? Like it's,
hey, Ted, let me fill you in on something, and I'll let you go, Dark, and then I'll shut up for a couple minutes.
Let me.
I know I'm rambling, so yeah.
No.
You're good, dude. That's why we're here.
Here's a funny thing.
Bring the mic a little closer, like.
Planned Parent, or I don't know if it's Planned Parenthood. When my wife was pregnant with my daughter, you get the pregnancy evaluations and all the tests and everything, and they did the blood test for my wife, and they said our daughter was going to be like 80% positive to have some type of birth defect, like Hutchinson disease or something, where you basically look like a Down syndrome lesbian troll, essentially.
Okay, yep.
And I was freaking out, and I'm like, I don't want my child to have bad quality of life. Even if it's short, I want my child to have quality of life, not quantity of life. And there's a big difference. And that's same with the family and the parents and everything, because there's a lot of extra stuff involved in it. And I started doing a lot of research and ended up finding out they give you a whole bunch of false information just to help try to get you to get an abortion.
They do. And I was going to say, that was when you brought that up, the birth defect thing. So my mother was told when I was born, because I don't know, I'm 6'4", like I'm a huge dude.
Be born with a mask on.
That's right. I came out with this thing.
I thought the mask was the birth defect.
No, the birth defect was supposed to be Down syndrome. My mother was told I had a 60% chance of having Downs because I was born with an extra chromosome. Because I have, it's a very common thing. Like a lot of tall people, they're born with an extra, it's Y or X, whatever. They have an extra chromosome. Like, it's not uncommon.
Yeah.
And that also, when you hear extra chromosome, Down syndrome, you think Down syndrome. Yeah. And I'm like, everybody is good. There's a few names, there's a bunch of different types of this, this extra chromosome thing. Like, there's some that like can actually make people like, they actually like they're sterile and stuff. I have a very common one. So 1 in 10 people have this, like very tall people,
like HPV,
kind of. Yeah. Is it 1 in 10?
I'm on the. Just letting my wife know.
Was that a joke, or do 1 in 10 people actually have?
I think honestly, pretty close to those numbers, 1 in 10.
Okay.
I'm not a doctor, just giving you a heads up, but I know it's a very common thing.
That's rough. Man, feel bad for those body count hoes.
Oh my god!
Those Tinder thoughts with their roast beef Arby's downstairs.
I was telling Dark,
roasties get the rope.
I was telling Dark I'm gonna download TikTok to do research on this. He was like, "Dude, don't do it. This is devil. It's gonna get all your info." I'm like, like, "Dude, look at it on YouTube." I'm like, how can I find the local ones though?
Yeah, the local articles.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. Look at every single thing that we've addressed. And if you go back, we launched this channel December 22nd, right? And every single thing that we have discussed has somewhere along the line that they want to attack and eliminate the nuclear family and alter. I mean, this is going to take a whole nother turn, but look at the fact that two people can go to a doctor and basically plan the type of baby that they would like to have. And I mean, that's a whole nother thing, right? But looking at porn that was made, it was designed, the new age, new style of porn. What's up, Matt Telhart? We missed you, brother. That was made to program people to, shift the way that men look at relationships with women, and to change them, change their mode of thinking to that is an item for me to, a cum dumpster. That's all they are. And eliminate the relationship, eliminate marriage. Kids aren't getting married. All these other movements that we've addressed, like, DSA funding BLM and Antifa, and how, they want to eliminate the nuclear family, and fucking dads not being around for like inner city, like all these different things. Like, it is withering away of the most important thing in our country, which is the fucking family unit.
Yep.
And I would say it's to whittle away my family, your family, not their family. Because the most common thing I hear is, well, why do they do this?
Strong and healthy.
Yeah, of course it is. Well, because you're competition.
Yeah.
If you actually have a strong family connection, like a strong family, like how many people? I don't know, say each person has like 4 kids. You got your brothers and sisters. Together is like 30 of you. Like you're running a town. Like they have nepotism laws for a reason. Like if my son wanted a job or something at some company, I couldn't give it to him because nepotism or some bullshit. Meanwhile, how do all the Bidens have something to do with politics? How do all of the the Kennedys have something to do with politics?
Yeah.
It's a family unit. And the stronger they are, the weaker you are.
Yep.
And do you think that? Well, I could see Biden's kid watching porn and shit. Like I could see that, but
more than that, he's making it.
Yeah, he's making it. Yeah, I mean, but do you think that these people sending their kids to Harvard, do you think they're letting their kids watch porn?
Shit,
of course not.
Harvard is one of the biggest secret societies.
It is, yeah, because they want their kids to be strong, to carry on the family line, to inherit stuff and make families of their own and all that. And then those parents will be the first ones to tell you. Well, their parents will be the first one to post on Facebook about how awesome the trans library reading night is for your kids. They'll be the first ones to tell you that, you need to cut your dick off because, whatever, injustice or something. But they would never let their kids do it.
The addition to the library at Harvard is the RuPaul wing.
Oh, the roof. That's good. That's good.
Now, obviously, I'm going to interject. But one thing that I really do see, and I think a lot of people are missing the actual viewpoint on the scenario. We didn't sell out to China. Biden, he didn't sell out to China. None of this shit happened. What ended up actually happening is these rich families, they're in control of all of these countries. Our politicians are jokes. Everything that happens in front of you is a dog and pony show. So we're being told to not become masculine, become more feminine, cut off our dicks, do this and that, let our wives get black, be a cuck, do all these things, and basically lose our strength and our masculinity and our strength and our dominance. And China is ramping up and saying, building up their families, telling men have to be more masculine, doing all these things and ramping up. So they have a war fighting population. Meanwhile, it's not China that's paying, these politicians and everything to be able to push these agendas and the DSA to be able to do all these things. It's the people who own China, the people who own the U.S. and France and every country is owned. The only countries we really don't own are in the Middle East. Like we don't have control over, Saudi
I'd say
Arabia.
That used to be true until we got Gaddafi and we tried to get Assad.
Gaddafi actually wasn't a bad dude. He was trying to unite all of Africa, and he created the largest natural underground river to be able to provide water to like half of Africa, damn near.
No, but he didn't go with scheduled programming, so he had to get eliminated. Just like Assad. He didn't go along with programming. But thankfully that didn't happen. But that's honestly when I lost. I never really had hope in Trump, but that's when I was actually disappointed was when he missile strike, Syria. He was also being lied to. Well, of course. Well, then that's why I never had much. Not him personally. Whatever. I don't know him. That
was the generals, and then the generals also lied to him and told him, "Yeah, we have 50 people in Syria." Meanwhile, we got 8,000. He's like, "Shit, send more troops over there."
And that's the thing. One person can't do anything. I mean, I believe he wanted to make a difference, sure, but you can't. It's systemic, and I don't mean to sound like one of these Black Lives Matter people, but it is systemic. It is the entire system of industrial technological society that has converged to make us what we are. We are completely cut off from who we were, 100 years ago. We are completely dependent on a system, and there's no way to fight it. And anytime you come up with a way to fight it, they make it illegal and Waco your ass.
Yeah.
Hey, you become a politician. You actually start gaining ground. End up higher and higher up. And then
I can go to Jeffrey Epstein Island.
People. Exactly, and now they have dirt on you. So everybody has dirt on each other, so nobody's going to rat each other out.
And that's the thing.
Bill Gates and Melinda Gates, they're getting a divorce because of his connection with Epstein.
Well, what's allegedly
so deep about that? There's something there.
Right.
We don't know with certainty. There's a source that's saying that, right? If there's one person in the world I don't want to piss off, it's Bill fucking Gates.
He owns all the farmland.
Yeah.
He owns all the farmland.
A good bit of it,
And why on earth would he jump in at a time like this and purchase?
He's the largest farm owner in the world.
Yeah, and look at the last 12 months. Look at like what we've become over the last 12, 14 months, and to see Bill Gates buy up as much farmland as possible, like that's usually a big indicator that
my phone's about to die.
You're good. Go ahead and plug up. But
the downside about the new the Lightning port, you don't have a earpod jack, so you can charge or listen on the headphones, one or the other.
But I was gonna say something
about the land and the Bill Gates moving out.
Yeah, it was something prior to that, though. Oh well, it'll come back to me. It's all good.
Well, I mean, that's something else that I did hear about him doing that land grab, and Bill Gates is also the biggest proponent of eating the bugs. I don't know if you've heard about that.
And depopulation and
yeah, and that's never. If you ever saw that Chuck Heston movie Soylent Green, I mean that's what's coming. If he had his way, and it will happen eventually. It's inevitable if we keep living the same way. But Joe Morris is so right.
Yeah.
It's already way more like the gold in the last 2 years. It's already skyrocketed.
Yeah, I'm literally.
But wait for the crash, though. Wait for the crash. The bubble is about to burst. I mean, it can't keep going. Just wait for the crash. Nab up 50 acres and just tell everybody to fuck off, dude. That's the only way you can fight.
We have been riding a high
overseas. Just giving y'all heads up. Bugs do good.
I mean, I've had them. We had them when I was in FFA. We went and ate grasshoppers and shit. I mean, it's not good, but well, here's the problem. If this is the solution, our population centers are so overpopulated because everyone wants to live in a city. We have to start pushing birth control and artificial population control methods. And now you're there's so little food, we're going to need people to start eating bugs. It's so let's change people to fit into the cities instead of changing cities to fit people. Let's change the people themselves. Let's make them bug eaters, because we don't want to lose our dollar.
The infrastructure is already there.
Oh yeah, see man was made for infrastructure, not the other way around.
Right.
Yeah.
DB Cooper said, "Finish your thought, Dark. Bill Gates buying up land at a time like this normally leads to." So I'm sorry, I thought that was kind of self-explanatory. What? I'm sorry, it's garbling. Could you mute just in the interim? Sorry, thank you. So essentially, what I meant was that over the last 14 months, we've gone from March when COVID really hit, and to now, right? We're in May, right? Over the last 14 months or so, we have had a complete and utter destabilization process of our country. We have a year over year, we have increased by our looking at corn is up 44% in cost from last year. Corn is what we feed our livestock with. Our livestock is up 10 to 12%, and I'd be willing to bet.
Just giving you heads. I was in the ag industry. Corn and shit to make ethanol. They've subsidized a lot of fucking corn in growing to be able to go to ethanol production.
It's all subsidies. Yeah, it's actually the last report I saw, and this was for Nebraska. So average per acre profit for corn was -$6. So the subsidies are the only thing keeping these people alive.
Hey, Ted, can you not be rude and don't interrupt Dark again? I want him to finish his thought.
Okay, go ahead, buddy. I know I'm a cocksucker. I know.
Both of you. No, I'm kidding. No, Light's famous for interrupting.
Good.
He's being funny.
Good.
So no, my point is that beef and chicken are up 10 to 12% year over year. Corn is up 44% year over year. Fuel is up 22% year over year. We have burned more money. We've printed more money in the last year than we have the last in the existence of this, currency, we are at a point of hyperinflation, and we are headed to a place where, like, if literally everything were and milk was up like 16%, right? So if we're at a place where our, the destabilization process works and everything breaks and falls to shit, then all the value of your fucking, Starbucks points and your Amex points and your fucking, Disney Plus, Netflix, like all that bullshit won't fucking matter. Your groceries won't be delivered to you. You will not be able to pull up to a gas station. You won't be able to just flick a light switch or open up the faucet of water. So then what becomes valuable in a broken society? Land and the ability to create food, water, shelter, security. That's all that matters.
Dark,
So
doesn't it look like it's being pushed into the Great Reset? Not in the next year or whatever, but all the things that they're putting in place literally looks like these steps in place to be able to get that Great Reset. And I heard something about they're talking about doing the Fed coin again, a cryptocurrency in our country, to be able to shut down Bitcoin and all that. I'm sorry, Dark, just want to interject.
No, you're good. Sorry. Okay, so my point was essentially that if one of the most intelligent and wealthy people in the world, if they are now the number one owner of like the most farmland available, then it's a possibility that the system is going to break, and the things that become valuable at that point are the ability to have water, food, shelter, and security, which are the four things that we talk about on this channel, right? Because we believe those are the most important things. So maybe just like the Rothschild fucking children knew that 4 years from that date that they took that patent out, that the, COVID-19 virus was going to hit at some point, and they took out a patent on it 4 years in advance, maybe Bill Gates knows that the system is going to break, so he's putting, several years into this farmland to be able to, create income off of that, because it's all about profitability. That's it. It doesn't fucking matter if everything breaks. It's about profitability. You, sir, in the back.
Yes, sir. On subject, so that's off subject. One thing I heard.
Hold on, did you just say on subject and off subject?
Yes, because it's about billionaires and people of power. One thing I heard was when you become so rich and influential at a certain point, you ended up getting contacted by the cabal or whatever. And like Bill Gates, all the people who are super freaking wealthy, and they have all this money where they can disrupt the country with the money they have, literally. They get contacted by the cabal and are basically explained, we'll let you do whatever you want, and you won't mysteriously die. You won't get caught up in a controversy with a child or this or this or this or that. But because we can devalue your money, we can take everything from you. You have nothing. And, throw you in jail, kill you, whatever. We can do that. Or you live your life, you enjoy all of that. We let you be this guy, but you have to push these agendas. We tell you what to say, and you go out there and you say it, because you're going to be influential and have control over a lot of things. Bill Gates, a lot of these multi-billionaires, Bezos. Look at everybody who's become super rich and wealthy. The only person I haven't really seen it from is Elon Musk. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but this is something that I heard a long time ago, basically saying even the super rich, they might not be in on it, but they are forced to take part in it to be able to enjoy their lavish lifestyle.
Right. I don't even think it's somebody approaches them, like this, because we always have in our heads like these evil cabal things, like some eyes wide shut shit, we're like, like some evil like cult is coming up to people. But I mean, in reality, it's like you have like the big like gala things and like the, like the fucking video awards, like that sort of shit. I mean, these are things for rich people. They're going to rub shoulders together. You know, it's not inconceivable to think like, you know, Bill Gates is sitting next to some, you know, fucking like Monsanto rep and like, oh yeah, land's gonna go through the roof, and yeah, they're just like, oh ha ha, they drink their fucking wine.
Hey, Ted,
You know,
did you hear that when Ricky Gervais hosted the Oscars or whatever, the British dude, and he's basically talking shit about all of Hollywood, and he's like, you know, you guys are all gonna bang children after this anyway, like making all these effed up, you know, things that are all true, but he basically called everybody out in front of them. And if you saw the faces of the people in the crowd, that
oh yeah, yeah.
like,
How dare you? Yeah, how dare you? Like it's just it's that sort of shit. Like they're all friends. They think they're untouchable, which I mean they kind of are. I mean it's not like you can do anything, and it's not necessarily like Elon Musk, right? Like he hasn't come out with any woke bullshit yet. You know, whatever. I mean, but if you talk to Elon and you asked him like, do you think that people are equal? Like he's gonna say, I mean, he like on the camera, I'm sure he doesn't believe that. He's like, no, I'm way smarter. I'm better than a shit ton of people. But he's not gonna say that because if a camera's on him, he's gonna say, oh yeah, all people are equal. Like because there's things that are so ingrained in our society that you will just never, ever say it publicly. I mean, you just can't.
He does have Asperger's.
Yeah, that's true. He is autistic. He could come out and say like, oh. But that's
straight up, nobody truly in their heart of hearts, in their inner side,
yeah,
on their inside, you, me, Dark, everybody, nobody truly believes people are equal.
No, I mean,
no. Better people than others, but I think everybody needs an equal chance and opportunity. But there are better people for the job than you sometimes.
Yeah, no, it's not an egalitarian world. Like, I mean, I've said the same thing. Like, I don't think anybody deserves less rights or something, you know, like, but if a kid is born crippled, like I'm state of nature, I'm social Darwinist, like to the extreme. Like if you are born crippled, you're not supposed to live. You're just not. I mean, I will take care of you. I will try, but you will die. And there's nothing I can do. Just like, you know, oh, I'm paraplegic. I want to be a fireman. No, you're not going to be a fireman. Like you might work at the fire office, like answering phones. But
does this fire have a wheelchair accessible ramp?
Like, yeah, it's the absurdity of it all. It's the dreams you're told as a child. Like, oh, you can be anything if you put your mind to it. It's like, no.
You can be the president.
if you go to Epstein Island, you can be president someday.
Some of you can do anything you want when you grow up.
A few of you can do whatever you want.
Right back, gentlemen.
All right, buddy.
All right.
But like that's the big thing is that nobody is going to like go against the grain because the grain is profitable.
Yeah.
The grain is profitable. And if you went against it, I mean, it's against your company's interest. It's against your best interest to publicly say, like, Jeff Bezos, do you really think he gives a shit about Black Lives Matter? Like the way he treats his,
might. I don't know.
No, the way he treats his employees. No, he doesn't give a shit about socialism. He doesn't care about anything.
You know.
Yeah, that's what he cares about. And the only reason, like Starbucks, all these companies that are just like bowing, is because they think it's trendy.
Yeah.
And because largely it is. I mean, I know I'm in the minority, and everybody listening, you're in the minority. 52% of this country lives in an urban area. You're in the minority. And what do we know about people who live in urban areas? They're generally left-wing and insane. So you are in the minority.
More people with similar beliefs to us than we may give credit for. I just think that they feel silenced. They can't talk about it. And when they do, they're risking their entire livelihood and future and, you know, everything, their family.
And you are. They'll shut you down. I mean,
like the fact that, like, you know, we're online, like having this conversation openly is a risk. And if you go back and listen to a lot of our other stuff, like, you know, we get at least 3 strikes per video.
I will meet you in the FEMA camp, buddy.
Yeah, right.
It's gonna be bad.
I'll probably already be in one of those plastic boxes.
Yeah, it'll be something.
Yeah. But that's what we do. I mean, we want people to be able to protect themselves, you know. So we have a series, I guess you could call it, called Building Freedom. And we literally, cover building firearms, building slam fire shotguns, building, energetics. We had Cody Wilson come back on the stream just a week or two ago, and like talking about the ghost gunner, talking about 3D printing, talking about that shit's invaluable.
Right, it is. And I just want to say, John Rice, if you really are quadriplegic and you do help firemen practice, that's pretty badass, man.
He's actually not.
Okay.
Say,
hey, just imagine if they were like, "Sir, you're overqualified for this position."
Yeah.
Hey, Dark. One thing I wish I would have asked Brendan Herrera. Just funny because I was watching one of his videos. It always seems like it's starting halfway through him saying a word, and that's been, "Hey y'all," instead of saying "Hey y'all," you hear "Hey y'all." It always sounds like they cut off the audio right there in the beginning, like they started it short. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but
no.
Anybody know any word on what they're talking about on the reclassification of firearm receivers and 80%? Is there any new news? I haven't been paying attention.
I don't know.
No, I mean, and none of it is currently law. It's just they're going to throw out as much shit as they can.
It's ATF interpretation. That's all it is. And ultimately, it's still, regardless of what they say and what Biden says he wants Congress to do, the Supreme Court will still have to rule on it. I mean, I don't have much faith in it either way, but I mean, as of right now, it's not going to be illegal. Same thing with a lot of other things, but
they're not allowed to jump in and throw out an executive order. Sorry, it's like, can you?
I keep on hearing it even when it's muted on my end. I thought it might be over the whole thing. I'll mute it.
Really? I'm sorry, brother. Oh fuck! What was I saying? What was I going to say? Basically, that they're throwing out like as much as they can to see what sticks, and right now they're focusing on 80% and what constitutes a firearm, whether it's going to be an upper and lower, and whatever it is, like whatever sticks, they're going to throw out as much shit as they can just to see what sticks, and then once they're done with, which the crazy thing to me is that like, home-built firearms has been legal since the inception of our country.
Yep.
It has been legal since the United States has been a republic.
Well, more so, it hasn't. It's not that it's legal. It was never made illegal. It's just such an assumption. It's not even like, we're going to allow you. It's we understand that you're a human being and you can build things. Like we don't think you're a child. Yeah. Like it's not even that.
But now what they're going to do is
chat saying that it sounds like somebody's typing. They can keep on hearing that static.
It's the audio garbling. But I promise I'm not.
I'm not.
It does sound like typing though. It stopped. It's crazy. I think what it is because it says the audio garbles. It's coming back into the speaker somehow. I don't know. I'm sorry, man. Your headphones totally cured it, but what they're gonna.
I'm at 10%. I think I can do
it. What they're gonna do is See, Kimball even said. What they're gonna do is they're going to push this for home builds because we are in the United States. The most dangerous motherfuckers in this country are military-age males that are armed, that are likely to rebel, period, right? And they're going to attack, what we can build. And home builds were never an issue and that was your right to be, given to you by God, guaranteed by government, and they're, infringing. But it is what it is. they didn't become an issue until other companies came in and made it easier and more available to the public to build firearms. Before, it was sheet metal SMGs.
Right.
Now it's polymer 80s, Glocks, ARs, and whatever. But trust me.
Pipe shotguns, too. Don't forget.
Yeah, pipe shotguns, too. All that shit. But what they're going to do is they're going to say, okay, we need to attack, ghost guns. So they throw this shit out. Then they're going to say, now we need to attack braced pistols. Throw that shit out. Now we need to attack NFA items, right?
Right. Because it's common sense gun control. It's common sense,
Yeah,
it's common sense.
Now,
can anybody answer why all these stupid gun laws ended up coming up in the first place? Why guns ended up becoming restricted and all these other things put around it?
Well, that's
the answer?
actually what I was going to say.
Oh,
So not going back like historically, right? Because we could say like historically in the 1920s that led to the NFA of 34 and the GCA of 68.
It was against black people.
Yeah,
that's the reason why gun laws have actually originally started.
Yeah, to keep free men from owning firearms to protect themselves. But looking at like just the last couple years, or even where was I going with it? I'm getting like sidetracked. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. It's my bad. I keep on interrupting.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Fuck, I don't know. Someone else take it. It's all good.
So basically, you were talking about how the gun laws ended up coming into place, and it was basically because of African Americans, what I brought up, and I have nothing else to say. So go ahead, Ted.
Well, I was going to say, so like, for instance, if you guys, I don't actually know if I should talk about it or not because that last video CRS did, the auto key card guy, right? I'm sure you guys are familiar. Yeah. So the idea with that, and this is why it was so horrifying to me, like if the guy actually was selling like lightning links, like already cut out, and he mails them to you, that's illegal. Yeah, you're dumb. I mean, do I agree with it? No, but it's illegal, and I can see why you got screwed. But he had a drawing, the intellectual, knowledge, like the actual part of that is not physical. It does not exist in the world. Like, it is in your head. Like, what it looks like. The tolerances, the millet, whatever. That's it happens to be drawn on a piece of, sheet metal, whatever. That's illegal because that's the knowledge you're forbidden to have. That's haram for military person. I mean, for non-government agents, that's haram. You don't get that. Not even the mill. I mean, I'm sure they went back to it. They were going to 3-round bursts and get rid of full auto. Like they were talking about that for a while. So I was about to say, I don't know if they've done it yet, but
but that's a thought
really
crime.
Quickly.
It's literally thought crime. Like,
go ahead before you forget.
Yeah, there you
go. So, John Kimball. So we weren't saying that the National Firearms Act was a result of them trying to keep firearms out of the hands of African Americans. We were saying that the laws that were put in place prior to that, I think it was 1911 or 12.
Well, before that, even before that, in the Civil War, there were state issued laws saying the first laws that existed were, well, I guess the Brits had actual gun restrictions, but that's not America. That's the Brits. That was when we were colonies. But the South said,
how did they take it?
But the South said, black people can't own guns because they're not people. And that was constitutional. That was constitutional.
The North adopted that too after the Civil War.
And the North is no better. I mean, War of Northern Aggression, all that.
But the National Firearms Act of 1934, the reason that they started restricting firearms like machine guns, short-barreled shotguns, short-barreled rifles was because bootleggers would get the most dangerous firearms they could, like full auto pistols, Tommy guns.
Yeah, the SBS actually was because of Dillinger specifically. They said Dillinger because he robbed banks with short-barreled shotguns.
And you could order a Tommy gun from Sears catalog.
Right. Yeah.
For $17.
Yeah, and wasn't Bonnie and Clyde? Bonnie.
The bar.
Yeah, the bar,
Yeah,
short
yeah,
and barrel,
yeah.
short and
Yeah.
stock. The cops didn't know what to do. They were hiding like 3 cop cars behind, and he was still killing them.
I can totally see why. Like, I made a video on like the history of just gun control in general, like the Second Amendment cake. You know, like I don't know if people have seen that, but basically you had a full cake, and each piece of legislation is them taking away another piece of your cake until we're left with this little tiny slice, and they're like, "Give me your pistol braces, give me your semi-automatic repeating firearms." It's like, why? It's like, well, so I don't take the rest of your cake. You already took my cake. It's already gone. Like, well, so what's the point? Why would I comply?
And that's the thing. Laws only have teeth if there's compliance. Looking back to prohibition.
Well, that's somewhat true. James Yeager, I'm not a huge fan of, but he actually had one really good point where non-compliance does nothing, because if I don't comply and my Karen bitch neighbor, tattles on me, she's like, "Oh, I saw what looks like a gun," or maybe you have a gun. She just doesn't like you. She doesn't know you have a gun. She just red flags your ass, because red flag
laws. Or your kids rat you out.
Or your kids
in school,
they teach you. Yeah, they teach you to rat your parents.
At the doctor's office, they ask your kids if there's guns in the home.
And then the ATF shows up at your house, and you've non-complied, like you've still got the gun. It could be buried in your yard, in your closet, whatever. ATF's still going to raid you. They're still going to ventilate you. They're still going to Waco you, and they'll do it to everybody. Like, that's job security for them. They hope to God you don't comply.
But if every single American did not comply, the numbers just do not compute. It's impossible.
Sure. Because at that point, it's insurrection. Like, if they want to see an insurrection, like the Capitol bill, oh, there was an insurrection at the Senate with Trump. Like, no, that's not. You'll see an insurrection. More of an
insurrection at the fucking courthouse in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, right? Yeah.
Hey,
it's a joke.
Dark, you told me the roundabout numbers, which definitely shocked me, and I was way off target. You were telling me how many firearms civilians have versus how many police agencies, including like DHS and all that crap. Dark, can you kind of fill them in?
Yeah, hold on. Yo, Dark, can you send me the info on that $5,000 3D metal printer you talked about? You already have my email if you can't post it here. Yeah, do me a favor. Send me another email, and just to make sure, because your names show up different. I wish everyone's name was what their YouTube handle was, but
right. I was gonna say about the number of guns, right? Like I saw earlier the whole like every blade of grass comment, about like Japan talking about America. Well, the sad and horrible fact of the matter is that if we believe the surveys that we are presented with from like the NRA and just gun owner groups in general, the average gun owner shoots their gun annually, if that.
Yeah.
No one's trained. Like, I mean, you're still a threat. I mean, like, it's still, it's the great equalizer. Don't get me wrong.
Most are untrained.
But you're not trained. You're not Rambo. And if you're overweight, you're not trained. I mean, you're some kind of threat, whatever. But like
most haven't trained. No, most haven't done force on force.
And it's hard to train. I know it costs money and time. It sucks. It's almost impossible. Yeah.
It's like unavailable now. But I do understand what you're saying, right? But I think that like, and there's two things behind this. But one, the approximate numbers. And of course, I'm sure they're wildly beyond this, but the approximate numbers was there are 16 to 20 million AR and AK style firearms that are out there that are like known of.
Right.
And there are approximately 1 million firearms in the hands of law enforcement agencies. So not even touching like handguns and shotguns and like all those other like hunting rifles, like the number, it just could not work. Now the way they're doing it, like you said, is every sliver of the cake.
Yeah, it's death by 1,000 cuts. By 1,000 cuts. You know, and I saw a comment there too. Republicans follow laws. They simply do. Conservatives want to conserve what they have. They want it to stay the same way. So if they believe like, well, all I have to do is give up my pistol brace, or all I have to do is give up my whatever, bump stock, name it. They'll do it. because
I think bump stocks are fucking stupid.
Yeah, but exactly. I do too.
Bump stock.
Yeah, I think pistol braces are kind of dumb too, but they allow you to do something you normally can't do. I see the reason for them.
Novelty thing, like putting on spiky lug nuts on your car.
Right.
It's a novelty.
Right.
It's a fun thing to play around when you're enjoying your God-given right.
Well, exactly. And that's they'll slowly eat away as time goes on because they know the average gun owner is probably conservative, and they know for a fact that like look at this might piss people off. Like, I'm apolitical. I don't give a shit if you're left, right, commie, whatever. Like, there are just certain lines in the sand, and Ronald Reagan crossed it. Daddy Bush crossed it. I mean, like, look, who is responsible for updating the NFA? I mean, it happened under Reagan. Who banned FALs from being imported? Daddy Bush. I mean, like, Clinton did the assault weapons ban, sure. Like, they're bad. They're just as bad as another. They want to fuck you. It doesn't matter. There's no conservative or whatever. It's them and you. It's the plebs and the fucking the rich assholes.
It's just a test to be able to see what the temperature of the water is. Oh, let's ban imported fire.
Exactly.
This,
yeah.
Oh, nobody's really outraged. Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
Right.
Do a little more. They just keep on egging on. It's the frog in the boiling water trick.
Basically, yeah, exactly.
I'll tell you what, though, they will not make another mistake like they did 94 to 04. They will not make another mistake and do an AWB and an assault weapons ban and grandfather in firearms that were previously owned. Yeah. What they're going to do is they're going to say, okay, here's what we need. You can keep your little assault rifle, but you're going to need to register it. Just like the pistol braces, people say, like, the most terrifying thing in the world is somebody saying, I'm the government and I'm here to help, right? So if they're giving something away for free, if they're doing something quickly, like expediently, like all those are indicators of huge trouble, right? So
when has the government ever done anything efficiently and quickly?
Well, when it's to fuck you, when it's to fuck your rights over, that's when they do it quick.
Exactly. So, let's say pistol braces, okay? They said, okay, if you have a gun that's a braced pistol that falls into these guidelines, then we'll allow you to register it as a short-barreled rifle for free. We'll waive your $200 tax stamp. You can register it under the NFA, and we'll do it in an expedited time period. So you don't have all that pesky waiting, right?
Yep.
So you're saying you're going to take my undocumented, unregistered pistol and register it with the NFA. Fuck that. Like, I'm already a stamp collector, right? Like, I already got too many stamps as it is. Like,
Hey, Dark, and also now you have a stamp that was given to you for free. What happens when you move to another house and you don't know that you need to update your paperwork or move to another state or travel and transport it? And now you get caught and you get in trouble.
Yeah,
it's
what happens?
Ignorance is not a reason for not knowing the law or whatever.
Yeah. What happens
in trouble over that?
See, well, the real question is what happens right now if you have an NFA item and you die? Because a lot of people are putting them into trusts, to try to avoid this whole thing. So what happens if, like you add it to the NFA registry with your pistol, whatever, your fucking Ruger 1022. It's now an NFA item. You register, it's free. We're the good guys. We're helping you. We want you to keep your guns.
Yeah.
And you die, right? It's like, oh, well, it's a non-transferable firearm. The NFA registry is closed. We can't transfer anymore. Sorry. Turn it in. Like,
it's gone.
And they know you got it. Like, that's the thing.
The only way you can keep NFA items that, like, I have a revocable living trust, and in my revocable living trust, I have, successors, and I would recommend that everyone go, get a revocable living trust. And a lot of the true benefits of a revocable living trust no longer exist, right? Like, anyone else that's on the trust now has to get fingerprint cards and, blah, blah, blah. But it's still the benefits of not having all of your firearms in probate or taken by the state or the ATF. Like that in itself is a benefit right
Oh
there.
yeah, and Barry Reading down there, he is completely correct. And it's the reason I live the way I live. If I am dependent on anything, it can be used against me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like your electricity, we'll just shut your electricity off. We know you don't comply.
Yeah.
We'll just you.
When people were assembling and having parties in the house, and the California cities were shutting off people's water.
Yeah.
Compliance. Yeah.
And not even that. You can see it with this stupid vaccine bullshit, where they're already asking about passports and whatever else. Like, you won't be able to buy or sell. Like, what are you supposed to do? Like, I mean, I'm fine. I'll survive. It won't be fun, but I'll do it. Like, but how many people will comply? How many people will cave?
Yeah.
It's really easy. We don't get hungry as a people anymore.
Yeah.
You don't know what hunger feels like. You unless you were raised in a really shitty environment and you are an outlier, a complete outlier, because that doesn't happen. But you will break. You will break so fucking hard. And I mean, I probably would too if I was in that position in a city. Yeah, I'd probably break too because I want to live. I mean, but I've removed myself from that situation, so it's not a possibility.
That's why if you're someone that is in that position, the best thing that you can do is feign compliance, do whatever you have to do to, bury your guns, get your caches, put them, spread them out amongst different homes, spread loadouts, not just like a gun in a magazine, like entire loadouts across. Huh?
I said guerrilla style, gray man style.
Yeah.
If you live in a state where there's open carry and you have a pistol on your hip and somebody's planning on robbing the liquor store and you're there, I'm pretty sure you're going to get shot first. If you're in a stick up in a bad situation where there's somebody with a gun and you want to stand up and act Billy Badass and swell up on them, pretty sure you're gonna get got.
Yeah, and that's in the like my whole Bosnia stories. My shit hits the fan Bosnia stories. Those are the first people to die. People who knew that other people had shit. Be like, I saw him with this gun. I
didn't know that you read the same article that we did. Oh, that's so crazy.
Yeah, I know. Right? I didn't even know until I saw your guys' stream of it. I was like, oh shit, it's the fan story. I was like,
dude,
man, that was kind of fucked.
I had a guy that was present, so he survived Katrina, and after he survived Katrina, he moved out of state and joined a prepper group, and the prepper group interviewed Selko, and he was he saw the recording of it. He didn't see it live, but that he put me on to that shit, and that's how long story. But yeah, I thought that was really cool to see that. So.
Oh yeah, it's good stuff. Everybody should read it. And Man Against the Masses, yes, they can totally take my internet, and I am totally okay with that.
Yep.
I don't need it. I mean,
hey, Dark and Ted, question for y'all. Just humor me on this. If the power grid were to go down, and how everybody's like, "Oh, I'll go to the woods. I'll live over there." What do you think the first animal will go into extinction is?
Oh wow,
deer.
I mean, deer would be that. Well, maybe I would actually say squirrel, small game that can be trapped.
I've never seen a squirrel when I was a kid. They talk about it like it's a unicorn.
Yeah, well, I mean, and like that's the cities are full of squirrels. I mean, like you could just say there, but I mean, but the whole meme about people like, I'll just go to the woods. I don't need to know how to and so I like anthropology. It's kind of a hobby. Like so, early hunter gatherers. From what we know, on average, we're talking 10 to 20 acres per person for hunter gathering, to be able to gather wild edibles, like it's wildlife, whatever. And these people live to be about 30, 35. And from what we know, probably 5 days a week they were fasting. Like they didn't have food, that's just how it goes. And you're not going to get that. Like as of right now, there's not enough. Like there's a reason we did agriculture. It's so we could support a bigger population. Right now, if you had all these people from the city, say they all survived and didn't kill each other, and they all went out into the wilderness, there's not enough food. They'll all starve to death. They'll eat each other before they.
Mute your mic for 1 second.
Mine?
Yeah, mute your mic for 1 second. Hey, Dark, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I still hear the crackling. Okay, never mind. I was just
Okay.
I was curious. I'm trying to figure it out because I'm hearing it bad on my end.
Try to turn your volume down a little bit.
Is that better?
Oh my god.
No,
I still hear the crackling.
it's still there. It's still there.
Better. At first,
Hey,
it
I'm
sounded
gonna
better.
back out just in case.
Okay.
Invite me back in.
We're probably gonna shut it down here in a minute, man.
Shut it down.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Shut it down.
Crazy things to I hate using the word prepping because really it's just like living, right? Like
Yeah, it's not prepping. This is normal life for me. Like people think I'm some kind of survivalist. Like this is just normal life, man. Like I deliberately live like I'm in poverty because it's the best way to live. Like
what did you say, like
people in wagons going, from east to west and taking over all the western states and moving into them as pioneers. Were they preppers? They had all the shit they needed for survival.
Right. We're Ugg and Grug the caveman preppers.
Yeah.
No, they were just fucking living. Like that's all it is.
The only reason that the term prepper has been brought to where it is now and looked at as a doomsday prepper is because it's been an industry that's become commercialized to sell to people that they market as being paranoid.
Yep.
And but what I'll say is if you do stash things, if you do hoard things, if you do keep healthy amount.
Forget, just FYI.
What's that?
Talking about stashing and storing and prepping stuff offsite or underground. Don't do it when you're drunk. FYI.
Yeah, don't do that. But
it could be bad.
Do think like we learned a lot like reading through Selko's shit, but like some oddball things that I do is like I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I haven't for over a decade, but I'll buy random packs of cigarettes. I'll ask for a free thing of matches, and I'll take the matches to the pack of cigarettes and I'll toss them in my pack. Medications, if you don't go through all your meds, then put them in a pack. Med kit, you need your medical shit on point. Think of things that are morale boosters, right? Coffee, macaroni and cheese for the kids, chocolate, candy, gummy bears, milk duds. They're high in saturated fat, trans fats, and candy snacks with protein, like things that are going to be like taking you in the worst situation you've ever been in, and it's just going to be a morale booster, right? Like having a cup of coffee for a day for you and your wife and a family member for a year. Right? Like, so for the people that have like one Starbucks Via pack that's in their prepper shit, like, step it up. You can also get those huge things of Folgers instant coffee for like nothing. Fuel cells, right? The little white tablets. Those are great for like making, using
picking you up.
Little stoves, but they're also hexamine and they can be used to synthesize RDX into explosives for all legal purposes, of course. Like the crazy things that you wouldn't think of, like that, like those are the types of things to focus on.
Well, I would say too, like you're completely correct. Like people just don't think. Like I remember people were saying like the Bic lighters, like I mean, like it's like sure, I have ferro rods, I have char paper because I train and use it, but I don't want to. Like when I'm trying to start a bonfire, like out in the back with friends, I don't sit there with my ferro rod. Like I just light it, like with a damn lighter. Like you don't want to have to rely on that. It's a backup. You should know how to do it. And that brings me to my exactly there. My point is that
in the worst case scenario, strike anywhere matches. That's a bad day.
That's a horrible day. If you guys really want to try it out. So for Sear, there's a little training thing. And so take three matches, and on a wet day, so it just rained or is raining, and try to start a fire with those 3 matches and see how hard it is. You'll learn. And God forbid you try it with a ferro rod or a bow drill, whatever. It's almost impossible. It is horrible. And if your life depends on it, like you could die. You could die of hypothermia and exposure. You could. And
quick tidbit to add for knowledge on that, wet environment, whatever, 3 matches. You don't want to pick up the lumber that's on the ground. You want to find dead standing trees. Trees that are still standing up. They're going to be the best ones to be able to light. I'm here in Florida. We have swamps, a lot of rain, stuff like that. That's something you have to learn, in the Boy Scouts when you're doing primitive survival camping, stuff like that.
And that's the thing. Yeah, you have to actually know how to do shit. So like my thing is like I'm all about the primitive shit. Like I've been camping my whole life, and it started out as like just oh, I want to see how hard that is. Oh, that sounds like fun, whatever. And it turns into, I'm not to the point where I'd like to be. I'm still practicing and shit. But if you can make cordage out of natural fibers from like grass, pulp, whatever, you don't need 550 cord. You don't need paracord. If you need, like whatever you need, if you can make it yourself or do it with, just primitive ways, or if you can, like you said, with the coffee and stuff, if you can train yourself to not need coffee and you get it once in a year, you're feeling great. Like, like if you can,
or instead of, making a cup of coffee for you and 5 family members,
you trade it.
Trade it.
Yeah.
Or take, a half or quarter teaspoon of coffee and put it under your lip, tobacco for real. That goes right into your blood vessels and capillaries.
Well, we'd snort it. We would snort it.
Snort coffee.
It would.
And back in the day, they used to call tobacco snuff because they would insufflate it. They would snort tobacco because that nicotine goes right into your blood capillaries.
Yep. And there's all sorts of shit you can do, but think of the stuff you need to have on a regular basis, because people they like to believe that they could be, like Bear Grylls or whoever the fuck is popular these days. Like, oh, I would just be fine. Yeah, I would just do without. I take cold showers. Like, no.
Go ahead and don't shower for just to give it a shot. If you guys have the opportunity, take 7 full days. Don't shower. Don't brush your teeth. Just go for a week without showering and brushing.
It's rough. Like you have no idea, especially if you're actually outside working. It's bad.
Yeah,
like it's bad. And then not even that. Have your wife or kid, whatever, have them do it too.
Yeah,
and then it gets really, really fucking bad. And you don't really start to understand. And then imagine too, people in the 1850s, 1860s, they had baths. How often a day?
Oh my God!
Imagine, and then once you understand and start thinking, this has been the human condition since the beginning of time, almost. And this, what we're living in today, is an abnormality. It's a fluctuation. Your hot shower is a freak of nature, and it didn't exist 120 years ago. Why would it exist 120 years from now? That's what you need to start thinking. At least that's what I think. I'm crazy.
Barry is trying to set you up, Dark. Just giving you heads up.
Say again.
I said Barry is trying to set you up, man. He says, I always put Dark's name on all of my caches.
Just to play it safe.
Honestly, that would probably work. They're going to be like, oh, there's this YouTuber guy that, but
Hunter Biden on it, and nobody will talk about it.
If it's not a home-built Glock and an AR that was pieced together from the last 15 bit, they'll know it's not. If you're throwing some Christensen arms and a SIG in the ground, they're gonna be like, this ain't him. It's not his MO. I think we're gonna cut it. Dude, I appreciate you spending all this time.
Oh, no, it's great, dude. It's been great coming on. I appreciate it, man.
We still got 43 people in here. Where can they find you? You got some people that said they subbed to you while we were in here.
Yeah. Just the TED pill. It's like the red pill, but the TED pill. TED. And it's on YouTube for now. I'm going to be doing BitChute at some point because I know I'm going to get banned.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try to reach as many people here before that happens.
Here's an idea, and I really want to start doing this, but I feel like my community would get weird about it. Our community, not mine. You know what I mean?
Right.
The idea of an email list, right? Because that's something they cannot take from us. if we have an email list that we can
People on a list.
Yeah, and I want to watch it. So if I had an email list of every single subscriber, then if everything got shut down right away.
Well, Signal's been one that people have suggested to me instead of Discord or any of that. Signal, I guess, or what's a Telegram is another one. I don't really use these things, but I mean, yeah.
I've heard of a bunch too, including those, and I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do if we do get cooked. Nice, thank you for subbing to Red Pill, guys. He's been doing this for 15 years. He just hit over 5 million subs. Just kidding. But no. If we do so, we do have a backup channel. If you go to the YouTube search bar and type in Dark Mavis, you'll see a picture of my little adorable daughter. That was when we were testing a smoke bomb, and that's a good backup channel for y'all to sub to. But go jump in and sub to the Ted Pill, and he's one of us. He's just like us. So
that's what I want you to believe. I'm really an ATF agent.
Underneath that.
Underneath. Yeah, face reveal at 50,000 subs, boys.
No.
Maybe, I don't know. My wife would probably shoot me.
Well, mine. And DLD builds. So we're launching a channel now. Since a lot of times we come in and we're talking about things and giving information here, we're not necessarily doing step-by-step tutorials. We've only done a few. So now Light is really taking the reins of DLD builds. So go search DLD builds, Dark Light Dugan builds, which we're going to transition our name eventually to Dark Light Discussions, but it'll still be DLD. But anyway, DLD builds and sub, hit the notifications bell and click all to make sure that you get all the notifications that YouTube wants you to get. And then we'll go from there. We'll put a lot of great info out there for you guys. We already got a chicken coop. We already got a fucking ag net. We already got a sunshade ag net, whatever. A bunch of shit that's going to be valuable to y'all.
Next is going to be the rain collection and the 275-gallon tote. Just got to figure out what I want to do because I'm going to elevate it off the ground. I don't know if I want to bury in post, make a platform, but I'm pretty sure I know where I want to put it so it's not seen by the city and others.
Yes, I can find a link since I forgot that you guys are so gentle and fragile that you don't want to press your fingers on the keyboard.
It's saying they're saying DLD builds, they can't find it on YouTube.
So what you have to do is in your search you have to select channels as opposed to here. I'm gonna have to do it from my phone anyway. So give me 1 second. So when you're doing
I will be doing water collection and filtration. And Robert Moore, I don't know what happened to my ear pods. Literally can't find them. So this is where we have to deal with it. Because my phone is almost dead, I can't plug in my headphones because I have to plug in my charger. Because there's no 3.5 millimeter jack on the new iPhones. So, yeah.
Which is so nuts.
Did it not update?
Is it still Cliff Light? I hit update and all that.
I don't see it in here. I'm okay. Then I retract that last statement, guys. I apologize. Let me see. Dang, I think you already got silenced, player.
How? I wasn't talking anything controversial.
Yeah, you're still under Cliff Light. Okay.
But
it's still updating because when I click on Cliff Light, it says DLD builds. So,
so just go to Cliff Light, and I got 3 videos currently. I just need input from y'all, and I figured out how to turn on the comments. So let me know what you guys want to see, and I can do kind of step by step.
Look at that. 11 views, brother. I see. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the face of the man that you want to see. Sorry. So just make sure you get that in there too. So sub to Cliff Light, and that's our DLD builds. So we'll actually be doing builds. Oh, that's dope. The picture on YouTube is oh damn it, it changed, is
Chosen Tube.
Chosen Tube.
Yeah,
it's the it's where I'm blue and you got anyway. Okay, so cool. So you get your final words, and you also get the honor afterwards of naming the stream.
Naming the stream.
You get to name it.
You get to name it. This is the first time I get to name it. I get to name them.
You know what? Maybe we should call it naming the stream.
That's what
that
I'm
was
talking.
The first thing you said.
Parentheses, though. Parentheses around the street. Like
no, I'll give it to you. I'll give you. You get to name the stream, and you get
Jesus.
Your, farewell words.
Well, farewell words. Thanks for subscribing, guys, and thanks for having me on. I do appreciate. I'm just some jack off in the middle of nowhere, like with an internet connection. So I mean, I appreciate it.
That's who all of us are, brother.
And yeah, I mean, the thing that I would want anybody to take away from any of this discussion is just, if you can do it yourself, just do it. Like, and get out of the fucking cities for God's sakes. Like, if you live in an urban population center, just get out. There's nothing for you there, man. Like, it's the cattle cage, and just get out.
Unless you support all this screwed up laws, stay in the cities.
Yeah, right. There's no reason to live there. I mean, there's not, and there's better things in life. Yeah, there's better things in life.
Since our opposition loves to make acronyms about everything and anything that they can, I think you just made up a new acronym, which is Urban Population City. Let's call it UPCs.
Yes, UPCs. There you go.
Get out. And I'll tell you here. I'll add this really quickly. Then I'll pass the torch back to you. Free Willy, thank you, brother. Jay, we gonna see you live on your page? You three are good. Hell yeah, I'm down. Yeah, on your page.
Yeah, I haven't done any live shit really at all. But yeah, I could start. I mean, if you guys want it, it's all about you guys. I mean,
hell yeah. Dude.
If you guys get any value out of this, then that's why I'm gonna keep doing it. But I mean, until I get showed. But like, that's about it.
Oh, and people are saying, so dude, the TED pill with no spaces.
No, I don't know. Because I've never actually tried to search for my own page.
I like what Bacon wrote.
I think it was, hey, y'all got women in rural areas.
Yeah, we have real women. Yes, like actual women, not men with tits. We have real women.
Yeah,
that cook and clean and do all that. So.
Hey, some of the most down ass pics that I've ever gotten with were country. And
oh yeah, well that's the thing. There's like a duality to it. They'll cook, they'll clean, and then they'll also go out and gig frogs with you and kill pigs and fucking gut them with you. Yeah, that's the thing. It's they're actual people. They're not just bug people that go to Starbucks and then go to their office job and go home and hibernate.
The chrome off a Chevy.
Yeah, but that's my closing words. Yeah, like Chris Carter, yep, but she's into horses. I swear to God, every girl I've ever talked to or dated who owned horses was so obsessed with the damn animals that do not consider under any circumstances dating a woman with horses, because they're fucking insane about them. But you will never fill the hole in her heart like that horse will. And I mean that in every way.
Apparently, you just said
it gets filled really big.
Just don't do it. Run. I think Aaron Clary. I don't know if you guys know who he is. It was a guy years. I don't even know if he still does shit, but I listened to him in college. His podcast. You should date a chick with herpes before you date a chick with a horse. And I fully agree with that.
Damn. It shows the red pill. The next it asks if you meant the TED pill. Oh, nice.
I bet they're actually. I'm gonna actually search it myself because I bet there are a million red pill channels, aren't there?
Here, I will find it for y'all.
Yeah, I guess it's just red pill shit that pops up. That's interesting. Is there a way I can type into the chat here? Or is that
there is not? But what I'll do is I'll find you and then I'll screen share it.
Actually, well, if I go to your YouTube channel, I can type in the comments there, can't I?
Yeah. If you're on, if you get on another device,
let's open another tab here, and we'll try this shit.
Yeah, you can screen share. Oh shit!
There you go, boys. Maybe
you can screen share as well. Just be careful about what you're screen sharing.
Oh, I think I just put it into the chat from a YouTube window.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
I think it's gonna have to update or something. I just posted it.
Is it the TED pill?
Yeah, the TED pill. Yep.
All right, hold up. Dude, there is so much red pill shit.
Hey, Ted. You have any experience with horses? Just curious.
A teeny bit. I mean, I used to ride occasionally. I never owned them or anything. But I had some friends that did. So you could call them neighbors growing up. But yeah, we rode a little bit. Nothing crazy. But I mean, like I got people that are into barrel racing, all sorts of that kind of crazy shit. I was never that guy. Like it's fun it's fun and it's a good skill to have, I guess. But other than that, it's like, man, it's just a big dumb animal.
Literally, I've always called horses just big giant dogs. That's how they act.
They are, yeah. They're big ass dogs. That's what they are.
I grew up on a racehorse ranch.
Oh wow!
And 7 acres, and we trained, and we've taken every type of freaking horse to every racetrack up and down the East Coast.
Wow!
I grew up with that. Like
so like we're talking gambling racetracks, right? Like legit. Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Like a racehorse is like a boat. It's just a hole in the water, a hole in the ground that you keep on throwing money into and hoping there's a payout, and it never pays out.
And it'll never pay out, yeah.
But in Florida, they are getting this one specific type of horse registered as like an heirloom horse called a Florida Cracker horse. And these were the first horses that came over with the Spaniards that got loose and ended up adapting to Florida. So they're kind of stocky. They will go all day walking. They can walk through the thicket. They can survive in the swamp and not get hoof rot. I mean, they're an amazing animal. They're like the Honda Civic of horses. Just make sure it has water and some food, and the thing, it'll do its own thing. It won't.
Right. And I just posted it down there. So like that's me, the TED pill down there.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna find your ass now.
See the mask? Like nobody gets it. See the picture? Like there's a reason for everything.
Go to the live chat. Go to my comment and then drop a comment in there, and then I'm gonna go to your actual page because it's like almost impossible to find you in here.
So just leave like an actual comment, like on the chat, or
not in chat, like on the. So click out of the live chat.
Okay. Yep.
And then leave an actual comment on the.
I don't think it's letting me.
No,
it's just the chat's the only thing that's there.
All right, then after the video,
I subbed to him. I found his channel. I'll send you or I'll share a link to one of his videos.
Yeah, if you could do that,
Yeah, I appreciate that.
you're definitely being pushed all the way to the bottom, brother. But you're
Of
at
course.
900 subs now. Nice, you're almost to 1,000 subs. Hell yeah.
Almost.
Hell yeah.
We're
Guys,
getting
we
there.
can get him. We can get him further than that, man. Let's get a link to his shit real quick. Hold on, be patient with us.
Oh yeah, okay. So it won't let you comment like real comment on a live video. Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
Glow Gang.
I thought, yeah, you're not even in there. What in the flock? Okay, yeah. If you do it all together, like they said, then you can find them. All okay. So I'm subscribing under both of my channels. Oh shit, we just hit over 1,300 subs.
Yeah, you guys are doing great.
Thanks,
1.3, big one.
You're
doing good.
It's all for our people. So
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you guys. So the closer I get to being able to be monetized, the more ads that are popping up on my shit.
dude,
Do you have any like? I haven't done anything. I can't even monetize my shit yet, and I don't want to, but they're putting ads on my shit.
When we monetize, because we do like 3-hour shit, right? Like it's intense. And you hop on, like the moment you hop on, if you were to pause it, there's yellow breaks. Like there's literally 20 ads per stream. And it's at the beginning, all throughout the middle, and the end. And if
you can't turn it off, like you can't change it.
You can go in there. Go ahead.
One of the YouTube channels, Backfiend, the guy was talking about how YouTube automatically threw on a shit ton of ads all over his videos, and he had to go to every video and literally select the amount of ads he wanted, or taking all the ads off and stuff like that.
I mean, but like I haven't even said, like, I'm not even capable of getting ads on my shit yet because I haven't reached 1,000 subscribers or whatever. But people have been telling me about ads. So I mean, I don't know, like, because the thing is, if it gets bad enough, like to where they're just going to start spamming ads, I might as well monetize the bitch. Dude, like, I don't want to, but I might as well because they're just going to do it anyway.
We kind of, we're conflicted about it too, but like honestly, it gives you the ability to, because we haven't gotten like actually paid anything from YouTube yet, because they basically have 369 like 120 days to pay you anything, and then you have to make $100 within a 30-day period, and then they have 60 days to pay you, right? So once we like actually get something, we'll be able to get a PO box. We'll be able to get.
Oh right, yeah. Hey, well, I mean, like I'm selling shirts and shit. Like I have shirts and whatever. Like I put out some music and shit. But like I don't want to make money really, but like beer money would be nice. So my wife would quit bugging me.
Yeah, I mean,
heads up. One of the reasons I want to say I don't really hear anybody talking about ads is we primarily do everything live. And
right.
If you're going back and watching it because you weren't able to catch the live stream, yeah, you're going to catch the ads.
Right.
But what if, like on your channel, and you're getting ads on your videos already, and you're not even monetized? What if them trying to throw a ton of ads on somebody's video is like
a deterrence
to try to be able to make people like, I don't.
Yeah, it's a deterrence. Yeah.
That's why they put 20 ads on our show.
And I mean, and I've told people to install ad blockers. Like I've said, just get them. Like they're free. Just get them. I mean, because there's no point. But I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those things.
I haven't gone in and actually. Thank you. I appreciate that, masses. We finally got it in. Oh, and let me do this too. Hang on. No.
Hey, Dark, can you send Bacon my email address? He's asking for it.
Isn't it just darklightdugan@gmail.com?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I forgot about it.
Yeah, so...
Gmail.
Hold on. Here, I'll type it in chat. God damn, they are really making it hard for us to do this shit, brother.
Yeah.
Private Eye is watching you. Private Eye. Oh, get this. So we have like a real glowy that is in our community. Like
Oh, really?
Yeah, he actually came on our channel. Funny enough, wearing a COVID mask as well, and he oh, maybe it's under DLD builds now. Hold on. God damn it. Anyway, he sent me this terrifying white paper saying that basically any police officer at any point is going to be given the ability to not red flag someone, but put someone with a poor standing in the NIC system, so that I can't find it on here. We're gonna have to do something else, to where they can keep you from purchasing new firearms in an FFL situation. So I don't know what I mean. You're not gonna be able to, like, they're not gonna come take your guns. They're not gonna come but they will stop you from purchasing new guns in an FFL.
Right.
And it's to combat
mental illness,
white extreme.
White supremacists.
Not even white supremacists. It said basically extreme patriotism and white extremists.
Well, and that's what you are. You're lumped together. If you're a patriot, you're lumped together with white supremacy. Because it's
a nationalist is a bad term, and that all that really means is you support your nation. I don't understand how nationalist is, or I can understand it, but how people don't see the nation and you being a nationalist as in you have pride in your country and you want to see it do good and do better.
Right.
You fall under that same list as an extremist.
It's just propaganda. That's all it is.
Constitutionalist.
Yeah.
That's a bad phrase, but that's how we have our rights. That's, the that started this.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's, if you call yourself a constitutionalist, you're going to be in some trouble, which is exactly what I am. Hold on. We also do constitutional reading. Okay, here, I'm going to share my screen with you all. So this is how you find your boy. Boom. That's him at the top.
Oh, yeah, there's my disclaimer.
Yeah. And then if I search Flight, I get his old channel, and I can't find your other one. It's not under DLD builds either, so we'll figure it out. But okay, so name the stream.
It's a good one.
It was a good one.
No, let's see. It's a hard one to do.
I can't see my channel.
Never date a bitch with horses. That's up there.
Oh, that's a good one. Done.
Yeah. Okay.
Never date a bitch with horses. And your closing. Did you finish your closing?
Closing argument.
Yeah, closing argument. He's a reasonable man.
Yeah, reasonable man. Subscribe to Pootie Pie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not much. I mean, other than just try to do everything you can possibly do yourself, boys. I mean, learn how to shoot, learn how to, operate operationally. And that's it. I mean, learn how to live off the land and be as simple as possible. Don't buy into bullshit. Don't buy into, the rat race, the keeping up with the Joneses. Stay away from porn. I mean, ideally, stay away from excessive alcohol or tobacco use. Lift heavy shit at least 3 times a week and run a total of 15 miles a week. And that's it. And then you'll be happy. If you have any bullshit in your life, it'll go away pretty quick.
And wear a mask.
Be sure to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Get your vaccines, boys.
Yeah, and get your vaccine passports. We're going to start a vaccine passport business.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Light, you have anything you want to close on?
No, gentlemen, I interrupted enough. I'll just shut up now.
No, you're good, brother.
I mean, there's some guys dropping some serious truth bombs. I never date a chick who has only dude friends. Stay away from girls with tattoos. I mean, you guys know.
Hey, I've had some good ones with tattoos. I will tell you that
there's no life material with tattoos.
I have been. I know I told you guys I was recently promoted to sergeant. But I'm gonna send this out to CRS and Brandon Herrera and James Reeves as a thank you for coming on our show. And in that, I'm including to Brandon Herrera the AKS 74U Don't Tread on Me tag, and I'm gonna put a little note in there that says we would love a shout out on your channel.
AK pew pew. Nice.
Yeah. You love that. You love that.
Nice.
All right, y'all. Thank you all for coming on. I appreciate it. Appreciate both y'all's time. And y'all out there in the ether, stay safe, stay dangerous, and we'll see y'all again soon.
Have a good one.
Oh, one last thing. If you guys aren't on Discord, I posted a picture. If you're not on our Discord, the picture that I posted will self-destruct in 30 seconds or less. But I'll show you guys too.
Oh,
yep.
So, Garantham in July, James Reeves in August. I'll take it.
yeah, that's some good stuff.
Hell yeah, man. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Take it easy. Be
I'll
safe.
talk to you later.
Deuces.